and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pullze Check podcast. Today, we got, I always say this, I feel like I always say this, but we got a special one for you today. Actually, really special today. As always, man, you know, we got my boy JGOD, my boy Isaac, and my boy JoeWo. I feel like these four are like, they're the regulars. These are my go-tos right here, bro. My day ones right here, boys. Hey,
good man. That was the OG crew, right? The very first podcast was on.
The first one, yeah.
I think this is like, I think we can call this the OG crew. I swear. I think, let's go.
I actually like that. Yeah.
All right, boys. So, okay, we got a lot to talk about today. For those y'all tuning in for the first time, or you know, if you guys are here, me, Joe, and JGOD visited Raven Software in Wisconsin, and we talked to the devs. Isaac is I don't mean to exclude you, Isaac. No, Isaac is here to be that, like, you know, boys, don't get too fucking excited. Hold us back, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But we're here to talk about a lot of things that happened over the course it was like what, 2 to 3 weeks ago. We had this. They flew us out to Raven Software. We got to play test season 3.5 and ranked. And yeah, we're here to share our honest opinions on everything that went down, how it went down, and you know what's to come. Boys, JGOD, if you want to just give us a little, I don't know.
Yeah, I'll say on top of that, it's kind of like we tested 3.5 with an asterisk because there were some stuff that they said it didn't make it into the build we were playing, but may make it into season 3.5, or if it doesn't, then it get pushed out to season 4. Yeah. So there were things that if we say, oh, the health didn't get increased, not saying it is going to get increased, but let's say it didn't get increased, that doesn't mean it's not going to. If the weapon balancing, we didn't have weapon balancing, that doesn't mean there's not going to be weapon balancing. Yeah. So there are things that'll probably be in the 3.5 that weren't in the build we had because we played it like 3 weeks ago. And then that build was probably older than whenever. So we were playing an older build, but we're essentially there to test ranked, the concept of it, how the SR works, matchmaking, points, assists, everything. Yeah, AI, whatever, and discuss an open forum where we could say that we think this sucks, and then they'll be like, all right, cool, why? You know, it's basically that. Or we think that's cool. All right, cool, we'll keep that. You know, it's kind of one of those.
Yeah. So I mean, just to let everybody know, we were there to play test ranked. Like, that was the main focus of what we were there. Like, we weren't there to tell them, like, even though we still did, like, oh, this game sucks. We weren't there to tell them, oh, this game sucks, or movement sucks, like time to kill sucks, even though we still did. But the main goal was to play test ranked and give them our feedback for ranked. So that, but at the same time, I think it would be a disservice to the community and the Warzone scene if we didn't, like, tell them, like, obviously respectfully, right? I think that's the biggest thing people don't understand. Respectfully tell them that, like, they need to fix this. I came with a PowerPoint presentation. I gave it to that, you know what I'm saying? So, Joe, talk to us about how did you like the experience so far? Give us a general, you know?
Honestly, it was a lot of fun. I think that the thing that I saw the most of is that how many people are working on certain things. So every time that I say, and again, that was my first time ever seeing like a COD dev studio, a dev studio in general. Honestly, and I always thought of like, yo, fix this issue. It's got to be super easy. And I saw that things may not be as easy as it sounds because obviously there's so many studios working on certain things. Could that be, you know, change and could things get fixed better? Probably, but you know, it is what it is. But I'm so glad I got to actually meet the people that were working on the game, because I say like, do they even play their game? And I see this guy literally like play testing season 5, like locked into his monitor on mouse and key.
Oh,
and I'm
he was
like,
Kovaxing it basically.
Yeah. And I'm like,
well, he was warming up for us because we played right after that, I think.
Yeah, and he was like sitting closer than I do to my monitor, and I'm like, okay, they play their game. So like, obviously it was super cool to see kind of the side that they, you know, are trying to fix things, we're working on things, and just see all the things that they're doing behind the scenes. And I was glad that all of us could actually like not have to hold back and be like, hey, this stuff sucks, fix this, and not kind of feel like we're being bad to the devs. Like, all of us were very honest and saying, hey, this stuff is broken, please fix this. And if they do, great. If not, at least we tried. You know what I'm saying? So
Good. Cool. JGOD, quick little thing before we continue. JGOD, you know how this morning you were like, no way you said that about the good players and bad players at the playtest? about the
Yeah,
devs,
yeah.
the
He
devs
said there
being
was only
bad.
10 people there that were good.
Dude, one of the devs DM me, he's like, no way you said that. I'm like, ah, shit. I was like, no. I was like, my bad, bro. He's so nice, though. He's so nice. Anyways, so Isaac, okay, before we even get in, right, Isaac, what do you expect, or what do you want to know going into this as somebody who, like, we're going to cold turkey, we can tell you anything there is. What do you expect, like, the calls went, or like, not the calls, but the actual things went like? What do you expect changes to happen? And any questions in particular that you want to ask us so we make sure we hit those points?
Ooh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, I wasn't invited to the event. No hard feelings about that whatsoever. There's only a select number of people that can go. These guys are crushing the numbers, crushing the content, and frankly, they're crushing the positivity about the game a little bit more than me. I've been throwing some hands, so I don't expect an invite every time. So no hard feelings there. I'm glad you guys did that. I have questions about the fact that you say you went to a Raven Software studio, who is generally accepted to be the more loved segment of the multi-team community.
Yeah.
Did you have any interactions with people from IW? Did you feel, or you probably can't talk about any of this stuff, like a contention as if Raven's trying to do one thing, but their hands are tied? That's kind of what I've been hearing. And then also it sounded like, was this a feedback event or was this a hype event? Call of Duty Next was a hype event. It was a hashtag ad to get more words out there about Modern Warfare 2. After the fact, they're like, oh shit, we should probably send them a feedback form. It was not a feedback event.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So was this a feedback event up front? And if so, was it only on the ranking system and how the ranking system works and the points and all the UI? Yeah. Or was it also, like Joe was mentioning, how Ranked plays as a game?
Yes.
Or were they closing their ears to that?
It was both. So it was purely feedback. And it seemed like everybody that was there, so there was obviously heads of, certain things in the game, of like ranked play, of people that do even skins, TTK, different dev studio. Yeah. And they said like, yo, try it out and just hammer us with a ton of feedback. And I feel like besides a couple people, me, JGOD, and freaking Hector were very honest, like, hey, this needs change. This is
FIFA was a clown.
That is a glazer. Yo, JGOD was ratted out. FIFA, I don't want. Yo, he is a glazer. He is a glazer. That man was like, I think you should buff AI. Let's put more AI in the game. And we're like,
too easy.
No. He goes,
like,
goes,
what?
Yeah, he goes, AI are too easy. And FIFA goes, what did he say, bro? Look, FIFA came with a good heart, right? But he was like, I think the game's perfectly fine right now. The movement's great. I'm like, FIFA, shut up.
Just stop.
Shut up.
We're all like, stop talking, please, man. But yeah, okay, me, Hector, and freaking JGOD, we're like saying a good, like great feedback on ranked and stuff. And I think that it seemed like, again, from COD next to that they were actually listening, like actually hearing us out, taking notes, and seeing like the things that all of us said to change ranked play.
Yeah. So look, let's go into it. Let's get started on everything. I want to start off this whole thing by saying, just right off the rip, if y'all like, and I'm gonna say this, and I know probably I was shocked by this. I was genuinely shocked. I know we all were, but if you guys want change, I promise, tweeting about it and adding them, I would not have said this a month ago, 2 months ago. It actually does like work, and they actually
Is that a thing that like we can say that we saw?
I'm pretty sure. I don't think that
thing.
The thing that I was about to say it, Joe. I don't think that's.
We were just told the opposite of that like 2 months ago.
Well, no, tweeting in general, but they said to at them. Like, okay, so
specifically
Raven Software.
Okay.
Yeah, this
Raven,
is remember. Yeah. So specifically Raven Software, but this is we were kind of blown away by this. There's people. Oh wait, am I allowed to fuck? Joe, now you got me scared.
Okay,
I don't
would
think
it
it's
say in
bad.
a blanket statement of like, there's devs that are actively like watching streams, seeing what a ton of people are tweeting about, taking notes on it, seeing like what people are talking about a certain gun, what people like,
they
like
basically
it's not
had like a room full of like.
I mean, y'all just said it. So,
like, so watching every.
Honestly,
no, but
it was
the
crazy.
streams. That's streams.
yeah, like they actually
They
like,
monitor community feedback, sentiment. Like they're looking at what people say in the chat. They're looking at what people say on Twitter.
Shanice
like,
said we're good.
obviously, yeah.
Okay, so look, so let me explain, chat. We literally walked into a room, bro. and they have people who's like, I guess I'm pretty sure that's their job.
Yeah, that
right?
was like his whole
that's
job.
their job. There's like
That
two
guy
people.
hates me.
They literally, boys, they literally, their job is to go through streams and go through like Warzone Twitter, go through everything and find how people's sentiment of the game is. We walked in there, we saw Symphony stream, Breadman stream. We saw people like, it was morning, so they had all the morning streamers up. They had analytics of like
tweets.
Tweets of the sentiment of the game. Like I was so surprised by like that they actually are paying attention to everything. And bro, these guys, and I looked at the
even
guy.
YouTube, Facebook, everything.
Yes. And I looked,
everything.
and I went to him and we looked at guys and I turned to him, I go, I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, I know. I said, you probably don't like me, huh? I'm sorry.
So they were like, oh, just so you know, everything you see on stream, like we hear it, like we're up till like you know, and I'm like, oh shit, like, but I mean, I'm like, they're like, no, but chat, guys, this is from the devs, this is from them. They said keep doing it. They literally told us, don't stop giving feedback. They said keep doing it, like, and I was like, all right. Like, and so we wanted to like not be disrespectful or anything, right? But like they were like, no, like trust me, they literally told us, they were like, keep saying what you guys need to say, right? So I think it's just a lot of people don't do it respectfully. Right?
You know for a fact that guy saw his comment saying, ain't no way. He said, I'm about to cook. No, I'm just kidding. But like, I saw it, but I was like, oh, because like you said, they had Twitter up there, Facebook, YouTube comments. They had literally like people searching certain gun terms, like, and like having like shotgun terms, like the fire shotgun, the doof, like certain terms that even we call it, tracking like that kind of stuff.
Their system so that like, even though like that doof was the R9, whatever the hell the real name was, that when people search doof, the analytics automatically, the AI of it or whatever figures it out, that it knows that they're talking about this gun.
Yep.
Yeah. So like, I think right now a big thing is like, okay, chat. Y'all always say devs aren't even listening. I'll be honest, there's probably more devs in here right now watching this podcast than y'all would think if y'all would put a number on it. So just, you know, like the things, they're hearing us, and I you know, FIFA's in here. He said W Glazer. The number one Glazer's here. Number one
Glazer.
Okay, but I'll be like,
go ahead.
I'll be the bad guy today. But, okay, they may be listening, right? And you say a lot of people listen to this podcast, and I do agree. And I mean, obviously we got Shanice in here, and you know, she will pretty much sound the horn for anything. Like I know she does an incredible job pushing things to the dev studio. Whether or not they listen is a whole other thing. But like, brother, how do we get to World Series of Warzone? We've talked, and you especially talked about it last week when you were talking with Huskers, and I think it was on Rational, Sage, and Biffle. You had the whole comp squad there. And we've been talking about this for weeks, that custom games, we can't have more than 120 people without it loading.
Yeah.
Yep.
And from my understanding, they tried to do EU custom games today or EU World Series of Warzone off of a custom game. Like not only do we never have custom games over 120 people because it's not stable, but then we've been saying for months, like ever since we've had custom games, that the second that AI loads in within the first circle, it crashes. Yeah. So then why are they surprised going into today?
You're trying to hear something even funnier?
Listening, like we got to have some sort of back and forth. I know they have their Trello board, but how often are they updating this? Because I mean, that thing's got to be a mile long at this point if they're actually listening.
Yeah, trying to hear something even funnier?
Go ahead.
We played for our playtest. We had bad servers at the server location. Our playtest was laggier than normal lobbies.
No, it was worse.
My FPS.
It was
like
worse,
crazy, bro.
Listen,
it was worse.
It was worse. Playing testing was worse than what you guys play. But I'm gonna be honest. At least I feel. I don't think it was a server issue. It was a console because there was certain devs behind us playing on console, and theirs was super smooth. Like smooth. I was like, why aren't you lagging? I think it was the hardware.
Yeah, I think the hardware just wasn't optimized because we were like on 4K.
Yeah, 4K.
The game on 4K. I think that was part of the issue. If we were on 1080p, it probably would have been butter.
The top thing that said packet burst and stuff.
So I don't know. What I will say to that is that, like, I agree 100%. This is what I was talking with chat right before we went live with this part, is that, like, how does that happen? Like, literally, this is supposed to be like a flagship type of event, all hands on deck to make it work.
Yeah.
Right.
The odds of it failing should be zero. Not even like 1%, literally zero. And the fact that the servers weren't online, they do this optimization in the middle of the night last night. We're thinking, oh, maybe they did something.
Yeah.
Literally terrible. And it's like, what the hell? How? It makes zero sense to me. Like, I wish we could have an answer on that. Because obviously we were there for specifically ranked. I don't know who actually runs the servers or any of that stuff, or what say so in that, because I obviously wouldn't change departmentally between Raven or IW or whoever. So whoever's running the servers, that shit's ass. Whatever, whether it's netcode, whether it's whatever, there's issue. And I don't know what it is, but
and
the fact that it's not fixed is crazy. It's crazy.
It's bad, and I would love to hear the actual like coding of the servers, because I'm pretty sure that COD plays on like 12 tick servers, and like VOW, which is like obviously like a comp game, but even in ranked, like they're playing on like 128 tick servers, like where your shots are going like where they should be.
Their new thing?
What are they doing?
Tickless.
Yeah. So like, you know
what
I mean?
It's like
real time
tick interpolation. That's it's
like basically there's no delays. It just does its thing. It's like weird.
So like all those times,
like Infinity,
you die,
like Infinity tick rate.
You die and you feel like you're like around the wall. Like that stuff doesn't happen then. Like your shots are going like where they will always go. Like it's just always consistent. And it's not like how like we're playing on it and then die and like you're halfway like around the corner on your screen, but on theirs you're all the way, like all that stuff like that doesn't happen. And that's how it should be if they're gonna have a competitive, you know, league scene potentially, like all this playing for $1.2 million. That stuff should not happen. That's
I
honestly
think that's tick rate. I know it's, you know, we're all talking, it's all along the same lines of servers, but that's more like lag compensation. I think in competitive esports like Valorant and CSGO, there is no lag comp for the lowest common denominator, right? It would in Call of Duty, if someone's on 400 ping and they shoot you, and on their screen they shoot you, they want the average person to have that good feeling of, okay, even though Joe's on 13 ping over in North Carolina playing off an East Coast server, even though this guy's VPNing from China because there's, you know, whatever the reason is, they will give him the hit markers and Joe will feel it as he's around the corner. So that's just like a lag comp philosophy that I don't think they'll ever backtrack on. The tick rate is more of just like, you know, how things feel in the middle of gunfights with tracking in terms of where the server sees the player location and where your shot and aim is. And if those aren't lined up because of how many times the server is updating, you get ghost bullets, no hit reg. You could feel like in the middle of a gunfight, you're shooting someone, and then all of a sudden, the last 2 or 3 bullets don't look like they land, but it's already because you're dead on the other end of the server. It's a whole...
Yeah, I think so. So let's... I want to kind of, you know, bring us back, right? I think let's... Comp Warzone is... We're gonna talk about that right now, right? So there's a lot... I know we're going to go off track a bunch of times, but I want to talk about real quick about everything that happened to Raven Software. Then after we talk about this morning servers, Warzone, comp, what we're gonna do. But so all right, for boys, JGOD, Joe, how do y'all want to talk about this? How do you want to talk about this?
I think there's a bunch of different things we could talk on. Like the overall SR system, I think is a really cool system. I think they were smart to essentially not copy, but essentially copy in spirit of the way Apex currently has ranked play with SR. Even if it's not identical, the spirit of it works. That's the most popular battle royale in terms of ranked play, in my opinion. So I think it's only smart to mimic that and not do necessarily what like Fortnite did or something like that, because that just didn't have longevity in the long run in terms of ranked scene.
Did you see what Apex did today? Literally just with the announcement of Warzone Ranked, did you see what Apex announced for their ranked system? They did a complete rehaul on their ranked system as of like I think today, and they just released a huge like blog, and they went over.
People
they did
are gonna
like
be pissed.
Oh
right?
yeah, like but they did it in a good way. Like they made it to where like top 10 counts as a win. Like so that way people don't rat up and like people are forced to actually like get engagements.
So at least they evolved it. Maybe we'll be there in 5 years.
Warzone 5, I'll see that. But
but you know what I mean? Like it took them a while to get there. Like it didn't happen overnight. That is the cool thing about this, is also in beta. So it's going to be a short 4 or 5 weeks until the next season, then it'll start over. So that grind for that first one will be much shorter. And then they're going to take a bunch of learnings. Right now, the riot shield's going to be banned among the heavy chopper and a few other things. And they may ban things as they go. Maybe they get rid of cruise missiles or something. I don't know. But
I
or cluster mines rather.
That would be nice. I think too the greatest thing that they changed is that it's not time based for ranked, where
Yes.
like you're a top rank because you can put in more time than everybody else. If there is there's obviously going to be casual players that are playing ranked. They should not be penalized because I can play the game 12 hours a day. If they're really good and are playing 2 hours a day and they're frying, they're going to hold their rank or pass me. Even if I'm playing 12 hours a day and I'm getting smoked, I'm going to de-rank. Ranked should not be time-based where you can play longer than somebody else and you're going to rank up just because like you lost, but you never lose points. With this, the higher ranks, if you lose a lot of points. And then on top of that, at the top ranks, those games that you lose are going to take a lot of points away from you, and you have to lock in for every game to actually gain points to like stay top. However much.
As far as like, we'll get into like the other. Yeah, go ahead, Isaac. Go ahead.
I mean, you guys were all just kind of like, yeah. Can you explain that a little bit? So
Yes.
like,
Yeah. So.
You were saying you get less. Is it like heavy? Did they say, hey, when you get to iridescent, you're going to be losing?
We
this
have we have numbers, but we have numbers.
But it's asterisk.
But I'm not going to say the exact numbers because, okay, so just to explain, like, let's go over ranked right now, right? This is what we're going over right now. The way it worked, and this is just, I'm not going to give you guys exact numbers because they changed them based on our feedback. So if you guys are asking already right off the rip, are they even listening to you? Was it for feedback? Yes, because they already changed the ranking system because we gave them feedback. So we don't know what that looks like as far we'll find out next Wednesday what exactly they changed. But basically, the way that they kind of made it to where it's balanced. And Isaac, I had to add your concern as well. I was like, how are they going to balance kills with placement, right? And I was like, okay, so the way it works is kill points. Obviously, I'm not going to give the exact values because they're different now. But kill points change depending on what place you're in. So you get points for placement, right? So I have it here. I'm obviously where's my
So
thing?
to add on to that, so like let's say Repullze plays, he gets 20 kills, but there's still 40 players, like 40 teams left theoretically.
Yeah,
40 teams left, and he got 20 kills. He would get a number of points per each kill.
yeah. So let's
But
say 5,
let's say
10.
I get in the top 20, and then I kill 20 people. Those 20 kills are worth more than his 20 kills, even if he makes it to top 20.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
So it's at which point in the game, like in real time, the values of the kills will individually change.
Yeah,
Not the ones you got before then.
True.
So theoretically, if a kill is worth 5, and then I get to zone 20 and now it's worth 7.
Mm-hmm.
Not the future kills, not the previous. That one's still worth only 5.
Right. Okay. Yeah. It's
So-
not a placement multiplier so much, but
no,
it's like a.
no. It
And
is.
that could be
Okay.
too because of that exact thing right there. So we played and got a ton of kills in like the last 2 zones, but Hector was literally frying from the start of the game and dropped 20 kills and died early. He didn't get a ton of points, which all of us said, hey, that's not fair because then what is probably
It's got
going
to
to
balance
happen
it. Balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
is that a ton of people will camp for endgame to get kills, and then it'll turn like Apex where you have to rat. So we said, hey, the feedback on this is if Hector is frying and he has like 20 kills, he should be getting a lot of points because he killed 20 people. That should be obviously like a big thing if he should be having more points because he's getting more kills. And it shouldn't be like so skewed towards the end game where those kills at the end game count for an insane amount, which seemed like it was kind of like that.
It needs to
And
be
there's
a
a balance to it. There's a balance to it because obviously in our lobbies, it's not like everyone in the lobbies was an iridescent player.
Right.
Yeah.
So the reality of him getting 20 kills, that would change dramatically. But like even if there was like a kill multiplier, this is something that I suggested when I was there. I was saying, well, what happens if like maybe you hit the double-digit milestone and then maybe you get a bonus point, and then it would make up for that regardless of when you got those kills. So that was just a theoretical, like, hey, maybe this could do it. And it's kind of one of those things that people brainstorm and then we come up with what could work and what would feel good as a player. Because I think in our last game that we won, I maybe only had like 5 kills, but we won. And I got like, and he got 7 to 20.
Yeah. So
And I had more points than him.
Yeah, but by a lot. So like, okay, to kind of reiterate this, I see a lot of people in the chat saying like negative things, which is okay. You guys are entitled to your opinion. Remember, guys, this is Treyarch. Like Treyarch is in charge of this. I know a lot of people are like, Infinity Ward doesn't listen or whatever. Like, this is Treyarch making Ranked. Like, I have really high hopes for this, and they were very receptive to the feedback. I mean, things already got changed based off what we said. So, but let me get into that. So there is placement points in general. Like I'm just gonna go like top 30, top 20, top 10, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. All this is subject to change depending on what releases Wednesday due to our feedback, right? Like, so
there might be info like coming up before then. They generally do a blog like a day before the update. We'll get a blog, roadmap, maybe something like that. So this week, hopefully, just stay on the lookout for all their socials.
Yeah. So then there's that. And then again, on top of that, there's points for kills. And like we said, the points you get per kills depend on how many people are still alive. Right. So right now, just to give you guys hard numbers, it was like I got 20 kills and I got 7th place. Right. So I was top 10 and I only got 170 SR. Right, 170 SR. But then let's say JGOD, Smixy and Joe, they won. JGOD had 5 kills, right, JGOD?
I had like 7, I think, 6 or 7. So, but most of them were in the end game, and I got around 200.
Yeah. So
and real quick too, the
go
great thing too is you get some points for your squad kills and your kills and the assist. Sorry.
Yeah.
An assist count as a kill.
Yes, assists count as a kill. So they don't want people to be like, oh, like you stole my kill. I want the points. Like I like so
that.
assists.
If you did any damage or stun or anything.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, go ahead.
Did they say for like iridescent top 250? You're talking about having 200 points, 170 points. What is the negative amount that?
Yes,
obviously subject to change.
Yes. So
how harsh are we talking here?
That's
like
huge.
80% of what you could get probably.
So even
really?
More. Yeah. So this is the big thing. This is the biggest thing, guys. This is the biggest thing that people were concerned about. Is on paper. I don't know. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say this right now. I don't know how it's gonna work in a broader. We played it with 150 people. I don't know how this is gonna work with, I'm gonna say in millions, but no, 100,000 people playing ranked, right? Like, I don't know how it's gonna work if people are gonna find ways to abuse the system. But from what it seems like, people aren't gonna just be able to grind to the top and just play, because once you get to the top, like top 250, depending on how much SR, like from I think it's iridescent to top 250, the difference they subtract more. So it can, as you keep ranking up, even past 250,
which is how it should be.
Yes, crazy. Like I know they're gonna change it, but the numbers they had were like, holy shit! You load up your chalk.
Just to give you guys,
awesome.
Just to give you guys,
time based.
Just to give you guys a perspective, right? Like I think one of the numbers, obviously subject to change, was 220. Right, once you're at like when you're in like bro, I got 170 points for 7th place and 20 kills, right? but then, for example, let's say Smixy got in that same game, Smixy got 4 kills and then she got 250 points. So that's a huge drastic, which is why they're changing that to where it's a little bit more like right now. I think it's definitely the build that we played was definitely more towards like camping / like winning the game, which I get it's BR, but we told them like Call of Duty's different. Like there's not a high time to kill.
It's got to balance it out.
Yeah. So definitely we need to balance it more towards like in the middle of kill range department, but like not completely, everybody's just frying and there's nobody end game. There needs to be a happy medium. So
I will also add, go ahead.
I'm saying I would love that. That sounds like kind of like I always mention Overwatch is like my staple. When you get up into top 500 and Grandmaster, it gets so hard to rank up. And like for every win, a loss could take away like 3 wins. So you have to be consistent.
Yes.
And like I would rather watch streams where it's a dedicated trio or whatever it may be that is hyper locked in for 5 hours or 6 hours or 8 hours. And then when people start kind of like falling off, it's like, dude, get off. You're costing me SR. Instead of just like 18-hour grinds every day. Like
And then even if they like have those like 3 games back to back like of just L's, they can still like grind and ranked up because they're just playing longer. It should not be like that. It should not be the time that you play. It should be how you can perform in your rank. Yeah. Exactly.
So, and what I was gonna say is probably like a few weeks ago, multiplayer before the new season, they put out like the ranked where people fell on the bell curve. Essentially, like the top 1% was iridescent, third like top 10. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be a similar goal for them. Essentially, reach that same number. So whatever it ends up being, the tuning of the score going in probably season 4 will be to reflect that bell curve, so that the top 1% is iridescent, that the highest peak is gold and low plats, you know? So whatever the system is, there's no way to know if it's going to be perfect because it doesn't exist.
Are they going to accelerate for like the beta? Are they going to accelerate the points?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Because I think the data has to be
grind
based off of it. Yeah.
So just reiterating this and letting everybody know, it's a beta not because it's unfinished, the way I perceived it. Right, it's a beta because it's only half a season. Right now, season 3.5, and then it's gonna go from 3.5 to 4, which is only 4 weeks.
DMZ seems mostly finished. Yeah, and it still is pretty much. Has features and it's still in beta,
which I think is good, right? Because Fortnite was in beta for so long that it be like from a law standpoint, when it's in beta, you don't have to submit as much patents.
I think there's different rules with third-party platform or the platforms like Sony and Xbox, but we could be wrong on that. But I think that's kind of how it works. And also to clarify, because somebody said, well, or how are assists counted? Assist and kills count equal.
Yes.
So it'll behoove you or benefit you to team shoot.
Yes.
In every way possible, team shoot.
Everybody.
So you get the assist. And if you happen to just not be involved, you were in the gulag, your teammates are fighting, you're still going to get points for your teams getting kills and assists and stuff, but you're going to get a lesser degree because you weren't involved in the action. But you'll still get points.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I got so many questions.
I don't know how we do this because I have everything listed in order. If you want, I can go through it, the list, and talk, and then Isaac, whatever after you can be like, okay, what about this? What about this? Is that good? Make it a little bit more organized. Okay, so
he had another. He sounded like he had a question right now, though.
Yeah, screw it. Give us that one right now, Isaac.
Is there a ranked range? So a threshold, is it going to be the same as it is for multiplayer ranked, where once I hit iridescent, I will no longer see a gold in my lobby or a diamond in my lobby?
Yes.
Yeah, so the window just gets tighter as you go higher ranks. I think for the lower ranks, like you get from like bronze all the way up to like
I think
platinum or gold.
Platinum.
No. It was the highest. Iridescent can only play with crimson.
Yeah. And then platinum.
And top 250.
Yeah, top 250 counts as iridescent.
It gets smaller as it goes up. Good. Very similar to multiplayer.
So those queue times will end up being pretty long in the early days of iridescent because it's going to be a sweat fest in those lobbies. That's awesome.
That's another thing that we talked about was like, okay, with it being only the top people at the top, are the queue times going to take long? And they said, they're like, we're going to monitor it, but we want you guys to actually, like, even if it does take long, we want you guys to have a good quality lobby and not just be like, let me just grab whatever. It's going to be like, good, which in text I see here, we will talk about anti-cheat right now. Let me go through this, guys, and then we'll kind of continue everything. But so let me see. We went over. Okay, so it's top 250. I'm not gonna lie, I wish it was a little bit better in the sense of like, I wish it would have been like top 100. Not necessarily top 250. I think
you're crazy.
I wish it was a little bit more rewarding for that. And that's just me though. It is top 250, which I think is cool, but I wish it was like top 100 and like that was like, it's like top 100 is like the holy grail. If you get that, that's insane, right? So let me go through this. The way it's gonna work is there's two separate systems. It's the same as multiplayer right now. It is your rank is different from your what's that thing called?
The beast. You have your beast, and then you have the
skill division. There you go.
Made of. You got the bronze, silver, gold, and then you also have the star system. Where it doesn't work like multiplayer where you just get a win and then you get a star. This one, it depends on where you place, how many stars you get. One for like maybe top 25, top 10 will be like 2. And then if you actually win the match, you'll get 3 stars. And then you progress through the star system. You get all the way up to level 50. Very much like multiplayer, but the way you earn stars is through the other way.
And I don't like this because like, it's cool, the whole ranking system, the whole beast thing, but it like looking at it from a competitive standpoint, it doesn't really matter. Like it's not that big of a deal because like, I guess you can it kind of tells you a true, like, I guess skilled player. Cause let's say for example, somebody can be iridescent, but be like the top rank, but then be like a gold player, not in a bad way, but they're really bad because like, they played enough because ranks.
Well, you can also cap out at where your actual plateau is. Some people are just organically gold players and they can get the odd win here, but they can't chain 7 wins together to get to plat or whatever they need to do.
Yeah, so it's okay. I think that's fine. But the thing, I will say this right now, the whole reward system, I'm a little, we didn't see the rewards, but they told us like what's gonna get rewarded. What sucks is, and I've already given the feedback to them, is it's the rewards you get. Yeah. The rewards you get are based off your rank, not your skill division. So like, for example, there's no skin for top 250.
Wait, we're getting participation trophies in 2023?
Well, there's a set of rewards like you do have in multiplayer by the number of stars you get, or rank. You get up to 5, 10, 15, 20. Those are there. Those are already in multiplayer. But the actual rank that you get accomplished, like the Crimson, I think it's mainly cosmetics, but not an operator skin. I don't know why they didn't go that route. They could have done like a carry color variant of the current ones, but I don't know. It seemed like it basically was a calling card and an emblem.
Super quick, did y'all see the operator for the ranked one? Obviously, again, you have to buy it, which is why it's there. But did y'all see that thing? This right here, let me show it on screen right now.
What was it?
It's an operator for champs.
No, it's a fire one. It's got a crown on its head. It's
insane. Now imagine if this, somebody tweeted this out, I think it was Sparrow, said, imagine if this was the skin for like the number 1 or even top 250. Like, I honestly, I wouldn't even care if they grabbed this skin.
Yeah, that should have been 100%.
Bro,
but think about it. Colors.
It should have been the iridescent. It should have been the crimson, and it should have been like gold. That should be the gold one, platinum, diamond, or each one.
That would have gone crazy.
Those would have been.
Yeah.
Yes.
But there's
Bro, if that guy's challenging me in pubs, I'm running.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm playing it
flashy
smart
too.
Yeah,
like it's you're running around with that. And if it had like the shimmer on it, oh shit, you're not hiding.
Yeah,
I already knew that all of that was gonna happen. Once I saw the nuke skin, the off-brand nuke skin that they dropped for the people that couldn't get a nuke skin.
Nuke skin.
It was cooler. I already knew that for the people that can't ever get a nuke skin. Like I said, I think personally it would be cool to have certain things that you can flex off to have something to grind for. We're already way past that. That'll never happen. That's in my opinion never gonna be a thing. So when they were talking about like the new calling cards and shit, like I was like, this is not gonna be good because we're already past that of where if you can't get a nuke skin, don't worry. It's okay that you aren't as good as everybody else. You can buy your own that's cooler anyway. So I already knew. So
listen, so just if there's any devs watching, in my opinion, I know it's it's incredibly expensive to make skins, which is why they don't make a free skin, right? They're limited on what's free, right? But if you're able to copy this and just deadass just change the colors or whatever, just change like literally the color, just make it known like this is what you get for getting top 250. This is the skin that you get, even if this is like white. I don't care. Like the thing is, there just needs to be something, in my opinion, for getting top 250. Right now, the only operator rewards I think was reaching like max level for what's it called, for like your rank, not
your skill.
Not for your skill division. So it's like if you get top 250, or even top 1, you don't get a skin. If you're number 1 on the entire leaderboard after the season's done, you get a calling card and an emblem, which I told them straight up, and I was nice about it, but I told them, I'm gonna be honest, from like just being blunt, calling cards and emblems don't matter anymore. You want to make people happy, give us camos, not a blueprint. Give us a camo and give us an operator skin, something that we can see, right? So I already told them, they took the feedback, right? And it's up to them what they decide to do with it. But I was very adamant about the rewards for this, and like, there's so many different things. We pitched to them sky trails. We pitched to them, why is there no parachutes, right? We pitched them like like there's so many different things like you can make money off of, but they haven't done it, right? So I'm going off topic.
Gloves,
right?
like shoes,
gloves, yes. I even pitched to them. I said, well, like this was in the feedback Fridays that I did with JGOD last week. But imagine if we had something with like Apex where you hold triangle. It wouldn't work with triangle because that's what you used to play. But you bring out a knife or your fist, but then you can buy knives. You can do whatever. Like those are different things that you could do. But besides the point, I'm getting off topic. Let me continue. Right. So Let's see. Ranked already. We already talked about it. That it's gonna start with minimal bans. The only thing right now being banned is riot shields, but they were very, very clear. And in my opinion, it's a bad thing for me. Joe, JGOD, you might have your own take on this. They don't want things to be restricted as much as we do. They want things to be balanced. So from my understanding is they're going to take things out and then they're going to find a way to balance it. So that way everything has a counter. So then they're going to put it back in. So I think from what I understood, their goal is to have everything in there as long as it's balanced. So we told them, we're like, okay, like we told them at the very least, get rid of, like right now it's not in there, but get rid of RPGs. Like there's no skill involved in that. There truly is none. Like they should ban a couple things. We told them fixes for cluster mines, bouncy and betties. We gave them our feedback for all of these things and how they can improve. But it really seemed like even the riot shield, like more than likely that's gonna come back to ranked, which does suck. But I'm hoping that they kind of shift their perspective and they just be like, that they realize like, hey, everything. It's the same thing that we've always been saying. DMC should feel like DMC. Multiplayer should feel like multiplayer. Warzone should feel like Warzone. The same thing for this. If we're gonna have a competitive playlist, it needs to be competitive. Get all the bullshit out. Get all the cheese out. Get out riot shields. Get out RPGs. Get out cluster mines. Like if it's possible, do it. You know that's.
I mean, they're already contradicting themselves.
And
like, I don't know if this is Raven like following it from the top. I have this conspiracy theory that Raven is literally handcuffed and Infinity Ward won't let them have their game, because we all know what happens when Raven has full control. We get a fucking incredible game by the end of Caldera.
Yeah.
But you can't say like we're going to try to make everything balanced, because everything that we've spent time developing, we need to find a way to force in that fucking game. Like heavy choppers, they're getting rid of, right?
Yeah.
Like those aren't in ranked. Public events, they're not in ranked. You know, LTVs with turrets, they're not in, like some stuff just doesn't belong. Same with riot shields, especially when so much value is placed on these late game kills. I could sit there with my squad of riot shields and then wait for a third party to happen, pull out my gun, shoot them, pull out my riot shield back out. Like it just, some things do not belong in a competitive environment. Right? Like what the hell is a bomb drone doing that has more health than me as a player, but can do 249 out of my 250 health? Like just some stuff just fundamentally does not make sense.
I agree with you. I agree with you 1,000%. And I you know, boys, feel free, Joe, JGOD, say whatever you guys talk to them. I personally talked to them and I literally told them, I said, look guys, like I know you guys want to keep everything, but truly, like there needs to be things banned. Like it should feel like comp. And I gave them a list of what I would want banned. Right? Even me, like I don't think it's gonna happen. It said LMGs, in my opinion, make the game kind of cheese and make it slow. But if they're struggling to even say that they might even bring back riot shields, shit, LMGs is the worst of our worries, bro. Like I'm talking, like we need people, and I hope they hit us up again and they're like, okay, let's talk about this. Like, let's talk about this, So,
to add to that, I think also when they were phrasing it, they were kind of doubling down on the fact that it is a beta, that they're open to changing stuff, so that like even the things they removed, potentially they could add those back if they determined that they weren't issues, or things that we do see as issues, maybe they would add those to the list. Like it's a very fluid list. That's kind of my understanding of it. Do I think they'll add riot shields back in? Probably not. Like in season 4 or 5, whatever. I don't think that was the case. I felt like they were like just doubling down on the fact of that it's a beta. It's very fluid what is on the bannable list, and potentially they could add it back if they wanted.
Dude, but how?
But that doesn't show intent.
Is the community going to give these devs? Well, how many times are they going to wrap beta around something and launch dog shit? And then people are done giving this game a chance, man.
No, people have already given it what it's going to give.
And here's the thing: all of these bans and everything else, like that's great at this level, but we're at this level where if they're dropping a ranked play, what is the skill gap if it's from the normal mode because they're trying to balance everything? Okay, are we increasing TTK? Are we increasing movement? We're gonna hopefully do that. We're gonna balance guns. We've been through how many weapon balancing? If we're gonna have a ranked play that plays good, where is the skill gap if we're gonna just try to balance the whole game round? If you're gonna balance the whole game round, then the whole game's just gonna turn into ranked then. That's not the point of a ranked play.
Yeah, true.
So like all
that's
these
a good
things
point.
that are being banned, like that's great, that's phenomenal. But at the higher level of things, the TTK is insane. Takes no skill to insta beam somebody. You're spamming pings. I even told them, I said, yo, as a controller player myself, you got to nerf rotational aim assist. It's ridiculous. I said, I love it. I'm a controller, but aim assist like is literally to the point of like, JGOD seen it. He did a video on it, bro. You don't have to touch your right stick. You just move your left stick and it's following people. I said, in a ranked play, you have to like, we're at another level of like, they're like looking at stuff down here, but they got to start up here. The game is bad at the top already.
Yeah. So look, like I'm gonna say it right now. We are past, and I'm gonna keep saying it. People are gonna continue to say, "Oh, you guys are speaking into void." We're not. Like they are listening. We learned that there, you know. So I'm gonna keep saying it. We are past the point of us needing mediocre. We are past the point of us just like, oh, just give us a rank. No, if you're gonna give us a ranked, give us a ranked. That's fucking ranked. Don't give us glorified pubs. Like we don't want that. We want ranked, right? So we made sure to give our feedback. And again, like I hope, and if there's any devs watching right now, which I really pray that you guys genuinely see the sentiment from the people who actually play ranked and really see that we don't want this cheese stuff in the game. We don't want these things in the game. We need actual banned things to make it as competitive as possible. So. And then, so let's talk about this shit right now because it's plaguing the fucking scene like crazy. Imagine if imagine the servers were fine right now, right? And World Series of Warzone was next week. Imagine one-shot snipers being in the game right now. I don't think if any of y'all are watching, if you guys play customs, one-shot snipers
running them.
are fucking broken as fuck. Like I'm talking
for ranked.
Like for ranked. We're not talking about comp. I mean, sorry, casual. Because in pubs, I've gotten one shot snipe maybe like 2 times. I'm not even trolling. Like I think they're balanced. But for ranked, why don't touch it? Don't touch it because if you try to balance one shot snipers, you're gonna fuck up the casual scene. You're gonna fuck up how they feel, and people are gonna leave again. Just ban explosive rounds. For ranked, ban. Don't be scared to ban things. Nobody's like, oh man, I wish I had a riot shield. And even if they do, I'm gonna be honest, you shouldn't be in ranked because like that. This is meant for the highest level of caliber players. And I don't mean to offend anybody. I'm just being honest. I'm passionate, and in my opinion, ranked should feel like ranked. Pubs should feel like pubs. And the second that they start trying to balance everything is the second that the game's gonna die even more. And I promise you, bro, people don't want that shit. The game's already down bad as it is. Like, can we please start making game modes that actually feel the way they're supposed to be? I hate this where everything feels the same.
And think about it. We know they could do it. And again, think of the high level of why one-shot snipers are bad. Why are they bad? When you get shot at, or when you're getting shot at in the open, there's no movement to escape. They have the technology to test out an increased movement speed for ranked play. They have it cranked in multiplayer. They can do things like that. The reason one-shot sniping is bad is because there's no movement and you get instantly headshot sniped. If you're being sniped and you're trying to cross, you can smoke all you want, but you're getting spam live ping. Your tac sprint runs out after 1.5 seconds, which is ridiculous, and then you're just getting headshot sniped. Like at the top, the game has its flaws, and you have to fix those before they try to balance all this little junk to actually make the game play smooth. The reason they're bad is because you can't escape anything. You're just dead.
Yep. So
it's like you said, right? Like this philosophy of trying to balance everything for one game, it's just going to be half measures for both, and then everything is just going to end up failing. Like if we make ranked, especially with right now, it seems like they're doing this very aggressive SR curve. They're trying to make it a very serious experience for people who want to play. But let's say I only got 4 hours being locked in, and then, okay, I want to decompress, and then I want to go and I want to have fun, and I want to one-shot sniper. I want to do a no bullet nuke challenge. Or like, let us have an opportunity to have fun and to troll and pull out a crossbow explosive or doof fire shotgun or whatever it may be in pubs. Let all that corny stuff in. If I want to do a heavy chopper win, but then keep ranked sacred, because if you try to balance it, which no offense, but you won't, because some of these things just can't be balanced. Like,
yeah, they can't. It's like shotguns. They're either broken or complete garbage.
Yeah.
There's no in between. It is what it is. Shotgun's supposed to delete you at point blank, but only at point blank.
Yeah.
You know, so
like a stun lasting 3.5, 4
Yeah,
seconds.
yeah,
Against
100%.
iridescent, if you get stunned, you're dead. Period. Dot. I don't know. There's just
But think too, here's the thing is like everybody's saying that too, of like, I'm so excited for ranked. That means pubs is going to be easy. If anybody has ever played Apex ranked in their life, if you go to pubs are sweatier than ranked is. The SPMM is going nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to still have very strict SPMM in public matches. You're going to see the nuke skins and everything else. How it should be is the way Isaac is saying, is that pubs should be a fun experience for everybody, and not like, hey, go play pubs, but also you're basically playing ranked, so have fun.
Yeah.
Like, and everybody thinks that like SPMM is just going to go out the window for ranked, but it's going to be the same that it is right now.
Yeah. So look, man, I think we've drilled it enough, and I think they understand that we need to make things feel the way they should feel, right? And I think obviously we know they're listening. It's up to them to decide to change things and do with the info that we give them. It's not up to us to make the changes, right? At the end of the day, they have the say, right? But I'm hoping that devs, if you guys are watching, that you see how passionate we are, and that we just want the game to be good. And if we see that we think the direction is not the greatest, obviously I don't want to feel entitlement that listen to us, but I'm gonna be honest, like the direction that we're heading right now it's not gonna be ranked. It's gonna be glorified pubs. We need to ban things. So I'm gonna continue on to the next topic, boys, because I feel like we cooked right there. But okay, so I'm gonna go down the list of things that they turned off, things that they did turn off for ranked, right? So they turned off fire cell, jailbreak, restock, gulag tokens, redeploy tokens, assimilation. What's assimilation, boys? I don't even know what the fuck
that's when you join another team if you were down players. It was like that 6-man team, or like in DMZ, you can go up to 6 players.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So assimilation, multiple circles, big. I'm so glad they did that. I hate multi-circles. It makes it feel weird. It doesn't feel like it's good for pubs. It's great, but like, in my opinion, even if they went back
They're
to
actually
just
good for nuke games. That's the main thing.
Yes, I personally don't like multi-circles. They're all right, like it's whatever. But I'm glad they took that off. New contract, obviously, and then they reduced the spawn protection, which in my opinion, I think spawn protection shouldn't even be a thing in big BR.
Right.
Dude, I think if you do one ping, like if you ping anyone, your spawn protection should go away. You're in the gunfight the second you start pinging someone. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Not even ping. When you come back from the gulag, you're hot.
Well, they actually put a new feature. I thought they already put that in, where if you float, after a certain amount of time, you remove spawn protection. It's not based off elevation.
Yeah.
I
don't know how it works.
I think it's 10 seconds. Customs might not be accurate because customs is customs.
Yeah, or super late.
But I think it's supposed to be a 10-second timer. So if somebody was floating for 10 seconds,
10
they
seconds,
lose
they
all
said.
spawn protection. I believe that's what it is.
Yeah, Alman said 10 seconds, and this guy's winning everything, so I trust him.
But like, maybe he might know a thing. He might know a thing.
I just don't understand how it goes from Caldera, where I don't know anybody. And to be completely honest, the only people dying out of the sky, like flying in and stuff, were bots. We're bad players that don't know how to pull their chute, how to land somewhere. That's the people that were dying to spawn. That's why it's in the game. Spawn protection should not keep it in pubs. Whatever. Who cares about pubs? Great. But in ranked, if you come back from the gulag or you're rezzed, you should be hot. You should be literally ready to fight, calming with your team. What's going on? Is this safe to land at? There should be 0 second spawn protection. That is protecting bad players, which is the point. It's the exact opposite of ranked play in a skill gap. When you come back, you're hot. Get ready to fight. That's how it should be.
Yep.
So I don't know how obviously, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't shoot somebody out of the sky when we play tested. But I wonder how that, like, to what extent does that mean? Because again, how much percentage, right? Reduce spawn protection. Yeah. So speaking on that, let's get into a big topic that everybody's talking about, right? Okay, strongholds and black sites, AIs in general. I am happy to fucking say that AIs are pretty much done for, and I'm fucking so happy. But okay, this. Let me.
That's a little dramatic.
No.
Dramatic.
Let me be honest.
Reel it back.
Let me reel it back before people start taking this shit. Taking this shit and running with it. AIs have no armor, and they're in pubs as well. In pubs and in ranked, they have no armor, and they're literally AIs are literally just fucking. They
like
die
level 1 DMZ bots, like one-shot headshots.
Like bro, just they die so fast.
One shot, they don't have any armor.
Like no armor at
I
all.
ran through a full one, like plateless and like a starter pistol.
Yes,
They
yes.
can still down you though. They can still down you.
Yeah,
I know,
but they're
because
super nerfed.
when we ran to one of the black sites, I ran into Aiden and Swag. I downed them, but I was one shot, and then the AI hit me.
Yeah.
So, but I was one shot. But normally the damage was like non-existent in a black site.
I feel
Yeah.
like they accidentally rebuffed them because they used to
They did,
suck
they
there
did.
for a little bit.
They did.
Okay, they
Yeah.
did confirm
Season 3, they buffed them. Like, no, it's not confirmed, but when I will bet my life that it is. I will bet my life it is because
Yeah, they
they're
basically
OD.
wanted to make it so that the AI were there, but they're basically just there.
Yeah.
Dude.
So look, this is the okay. I'm gonna be
No,
honest.
we
with you.
know.
Take
We've
this.
had these debates. We've
I'm
talked
gonna
about this
say
so
this.
much.
I'm gonna say this right now, and I say this, and I don't have facts. I don't. Nobody told me anything. This is what I'm understanding. They will not take off AIs.
They love them.
They will not take off AIs. And let me elaborate on this. If there's anything that you guys get from this whole conversation, get this. They're not gonna take out AIs because I feel like that's what Infinity Ward wanted. At the end of the day, it seems like guys, this is not facts. I'm just speaking based off my opinions. It seems like Infinity Ward has the final say in everything. Like that's what they choose what they want to do. And at the end of the day, like that. So if in my eyes, right, if they considered Modern Warfare 2019 based off what we heard, right, like it's like, oh, they didn't intend to put buy stations, right? They intended to be slower. I think with them releasing Warzone 2 is they intended Warzone 2 to be a tactical game. That's what it seems like. There's nobody told me this. I'm just reading that out. That is what it seems like, that they want this game to be tactical. So they added things like AIs. They added all these shits, right? So in my opinion, I don't think they're going to take out AIs, but because that's what it wanted to implement in the game. I hope I'm wrong, but they're going to make it to where they're just a nuisance, right? That's based off what I'm seeing. So again, that's another question.
I can't wait to get in a fair 1v1, against my iridescent peers, and it's a nuisance to be shot in my back while I'm in the middle of a gunfight. It's just going to be a really rewarding ranked experience. I'm just so excited.
I agree. They
That's
should
a
be
skill
gone.
gap, Isaac.
And
Come on.
Wow.
that's another thing, guys, is I'm going to keep it $150. We'll get to it after the rank discussion, but as far as movement, I don't see movement coming back in the sense that a lot of people want, as far as slide canceling, twisted, stims, like at least not this year. At least not this. Like,
I don't think that's ever coming back. The number one reason that movement is bad is because we cannot reset our tack sprint. That's why it's bad. Your tack sprint runs out in 5 feet, and then you are stuck in quicksand. You dolphin dive, awkward dolphin dive to stand up, but don't worry, you can't stand up too fast because you're on the ground getting headshot sniped. That's why it's bad. The reason people are like, movement in Warzone 1 was great. The reason people side cancel was to reset their tack sprint. So then you could run across the map faster.
Tack sprinting, because you have sprint to fire, right?
Yeah.
So you have sprint to fire and you have tack sprint to fire when your gun is all the way up. So when you would slide cancel, it would slide, that second slide would put you in a crouched state, jump would make you stand, and then the sprint would make you in a sprinting animation. So when you went to slide cancel to chow, you would go slide, jump. Now you are in a stationary, non-sprinting, non-tack sprinting ADS and sprint to fire. So it allowed you to get your gun up and shoot faster because there was no sprint to fire because the slide cancel brought you into a standing state and not a sprinting state. And so I don't want to slide cancel to reset my tack sprint. I just don't want to be punished for sprinting and then trying to get my gun down. Because right now, if I'm tack sprinting, it's like, oh shit, I'm getting shot at, fuck, I'm dead. Yeah. Or if I jump, now there's a jump to fire penalty as well. Realism. So when I jump and try to get aggressive around a corner, use peeker's advantage and full send someone, I'm dying to Timmy, who's just sitting here like this, and then rotational aim assist just fucking sends him in a circle when he's not even looking at me. But
That's again, like you said, it seems like because, again, the number one problem is they're trying to balance the whole game overall. So if they're trying to change move, and again, they're contradicting themselves because they have game modes like Cranked where you can run faster. Is that a balance for everything else? Of course not. You're running faster in a multiplayer game mode, which is different from everything else. So do it for Ranked. stop having non-competitive advantages in a competitive mode. It makes no sense. You have to reason the movement is so bad. Everything is clunky, penalized for moving, which is ridiculous, and you can't reset your attachment. You're stuck. You're stuck. And I know the devs love to be stuck, not moving, realism, but it seems like they have to speak to a hierarchy. Give Warzone to freaking Raven, and you guys go play DMZ or whatever else you're trying to do, bro. Like, it's ridiculous, bro. Like,
oh shit, he's cooking right now.
It just blows my mind. And it's crazy too, because we're playing ranked play against the multiple and mind you, there was some turn devs, don't get it twisted. There was some demon devs, and I was like, yeah, that guy's actually cracked. There was some devs that I'm like, this is why we have riot shields. This is why there's bushes across. Like, and I'm like, they're, and guess what? They can play pubs and have fun. SPMM is going to protect them. SPMM is not going anywhere ever in any game ever. They can go into their games, have a bot lobby, has a bot, have fun. It's great. But in ranked play, it should be the exact opposite of that. There's no balance of that.
Respectfully.
Oh shit!
No, listen. I agree with Joe. Like, I agree with Joe 1000%. And again, they were really nice. We met Isaac. Going back to your question, we met the majority of people were from Raven Software. 100%, right? And then there was people from Infinity Ward. There was people from Treyarch. Like, we met all three studios. Obviously, there's still like Beanox, High Moon. There's still Sledgehammer. I don't know if Sledgehammer is working on this. I actually don't know. But there's still multiple people involved, and that's another thing that I saw as well. Is there's so many different teams, like, and devs involved in this, which, you know, is a little crazy, but. I hope that they start to realize that, again, start letting game modes feel the way they should be and stop restricting things, right? Because at the end of the day, and not stop restricting things in the sense of like ban things, please. I mean, like, stop restricting, like, again, chat, I'll be honest, if there's one thing you take from this, I don't think that movement or time to kill changes. Maybe time to kill, but not like base health added. I just think they're gonna modify guns will be changed at least this year. That's just me. You guys have to remember that, and it's not an excuse. I'm just trying to explain to people to get perspective. IW had a game in mind, and they had a vision when they were making this game. I don't agree with it, but I'm trying to explain so a lot of people understand. They had a vision of what their game wanted to be, and more than likely, from what we can understand, it was a slow tactical shooter, right? And that's what they put out to the public, right? At the end of the day, that is what they wanted, right? Now, do I think that that's right? No, that's not what COD is. That's not what COD is. COD is a fast-paced first-person arcade shooter. Now, does that mean that we're doomed? I personally don't think so, right? Like, do I think that this is going to be the best year ever? Fuck no. Do I think that we can revive back a little bit? Yes. So I think I'm here to say this is to manage expectations, and that movement going to change like how it was last year? No. But can we increase basement moves by 15%, 20%? Probably. Can we take off the delay from dolphin diving? Probably. Can we add a little bit of strafing speed? Probably. But again, this is just based off what my opinions, not what I've been told or anything like that. Go ahead, Joe.
The problem is, man, is there's one big cookie jar, bro. And there's too many hands in this cookie jar that everybody wants other things. We should have separate cookie jars. DMZ, you get your cookie jar. Warzone, you get your cookie jar. Multiplayer, you get your cookie jar. Raven Software, you get the freaking Warzone cookie jar. You're the cookie monster. Go crazy. You don't get to touch these cookies. You don't get to touch DMZ cookies. You get to touch multiplayer cookies. You cook your cookies. You bake your cookies, and they're going to be phenomenal because that's your game. You don't have to worry about what do they think. Well, they're telling us we can't do that. It should be separate, man. There's too many hands here that wants different things, and that's why there's no balancing a plethora of people that want all different things. It's literally impossible.
Even from like a business perspective, it doesn't make sense why they try to like cross everything over between DMZ and Warzone and Ashika. Like, if you're trying to dominate the gaming space, right, especially against titans like freaking Fortnite, you want to have so many different options for different types of players. Make ranked have longer time to kill and better movement. Keep your pubs and your plunder kind of the same. If you want to have a more tactical slowdown experience, have DMZ. Then players can actually fall in love with an identity of where they fall. rather than this morphed together weird identity that like someone may or may not like. Like, give us options to be a different player. And you're going to sell more. You're going to have people addicted to their mode and maybe try out something here and there. It doesn't make sense.
I'm going to say this right now. Do I think, and the reason why we're so passionate about this, guys, I do not. Do I think things are going to change? Like they're going to follow this template that we're saying right now? Fuck no. I'll be honest, we're fucking chalked for this year. He's like,
hey,
for
when
the
we
most
were there
part.
too.
Yeah,
we got done and we're like, oh shit, rank's gonna be fun, but
yeah, rank's gonna be
game's
cool.
Still kind of chalked.
Yeah. But the reason why we're saying this is, you know, Treyarch is making a game in 2024. It's sad that I have to say this, but Treyarch, you know, hopefully you're hearing this and you guys don't split up like or try to make everything all in one and you split things up. You know, even you know for the next cycle of Call of Duty, if Activision
No, they need
at
to
the
take
top,
everything.
like,
They
yeah.
need to take everything.
Oh, dude, hey, Treyarch and Raven, Treyarch and Raven could go crazy.
Yo, break up with the X's, Infinity Ward, and all them. Go solo. Work on yourself. You know,
Sledgehammer. You know, when you launch your game this fall, why don't you guys take over IW? You guys are working really hard. You deserve 5 years off. You work 5 years until that next game.
Oh my God.
It's me. I'm about to do my own thing. You know, it's not you, it's me. I'm gonna do my own thing. You know.
But it sucks so much because, dude, IW has, in my opinion, like the best map design. Their team made Verdansk. They made Al-Mazrah. It's awesome. Their gunplay is incredible. Their graphics are awesome. Their operators, I like the most out of any of them. It's just their gameplay.
Hey, you know what's even crazier? Is literally all the shitty guns in Modern Warfare 2019, they made them amazing in Modern Warfare 2. Like the Scar, TAC 56, you could essentially use. Scar was like unusable the entire life cycle of Warzone. You have the AK, like the actual AK-47 Modern Warfare version, complete garbage. Cast Off 7.62, amazing. Like it's so stupid. Like you could not, let me put the 75 round drum, ADS time. Oh, the recoil.
Yeah.
Literally.
You know what I mean? Like
every
they
team
fixed that part, regardless of the tuning and all that bullshit. Like they actually fixed like the lame ass guns that were like unusable. They still made them usable.
Yeah.
All I'm hearing is Repullze just confirmed Blackout 2.
Fennec?
I don't know.
Someone said Fennec too. Like the Fennec,
bro, you have to think about it.
never got used. Now it was meta for like 4 months.
You have to think about it. Every developer has something that they're quote unquote good at. They all have something. Like I know everybody loves Infinity Ward's like career modes, story modes, whatever. Like a lot of people, every team has something. Like Treyarch, I'll be honest, just happens to be fucking amazing at making a good ass. I'm gonna be honest, I think they're just good at everything.
I just say fun.
Yeah, I think they're just good at everything.
I have the most fun playing the Treyarch games, even though graphically their games never compete. But to be fair, COD never competed in graphics. It would always be like, damn, Battlefield looks so good. Ha, but we're still playing COD.
Yeah, like graphics for Warzone 2 are
Yeah.
great. They're great, right? Warzone 2 graphics are good, but the gameplay fucking sucks. At the end of the day, Treyarch is making they make an arcade style game and everybody fucking loves it. There's a reason why people fucking love Treyarch games, right? But again, it sucks because at the end of the day, they're looking at numbers. They're looking at a business standpoint. And more than likely, bro, I pray that this doesn't happen, is they saw the numbers that they made from naming this Modern Warfare 2 and they think that this is a good game. And then let's say if they start the next one, Modern Warfare 3, and they do another tactical fucking game, I'm gonna lose my fucking shit.
We're gonna go further on the needle.
Dude, they're like, let's make it even more tactical, right? Like, you gotta repair your gun in the middle of the game. Nah, fuck that, bro. I'm
Your
throwing
gun will
hands.
jam unless you clean it mid-fight.
Yeah, bro.
I want to say two things real quick. So one, I got beef with the leads. I don't have beef with the frontline devs. You guys are fucking killing it. And I imagine just like Raven, your hands are tied. Okay. And two, while you're talking about all the money that people made, the people that are defending this game when they're like, oh, well, we still have 98 million monthly active users according to their quarterly reports. Well, actually, a monthly active user only means that they open the game one time.
Oh, and if they happen to go on one game and switch to the other because they accidentally click and open up Verdansk or not Verdansk, but Modern Warfare 2019 because they want to play the old game, it'll count as two people.
Yeah. Yeah. So people that are still playing Warzone 1 are counting as multiple users. People that literally sign on to one moment because JoeWo was gassing up movement. JoeWo told me movement was going to be back last season, and they sign on one time and see that it's still the same thing. They count as a user. Okay, we're still hemorrhaging players. That monthly active user player number means nothing.
The daily on Steam right now, 62K, 18 minutes ago.
What?
I think in the 24 hours is 75K.
62.
62.
We knew that was going to happen, though, because, again, that was a quarterly financial call. They're not trying to impress us. They're trying to impress their investors and say, invest in us more, please. Like, invest in us more. Give us more money. They're not going to say any bad. They're going to literally pick and choose the things they say to make it look incredible. Of course. That's what's going to We knew it's not going to be like, yo, our game's terrible and everybody's complaining, but hey, we have this many play. Like, it's not.
There's a reason why it's Activision numbers and not individual.
Yeah, they didn't list Warzone 2. They didn't list Modern Warfare 2. And you know how many games are listed in that? It's kind of crazy. And then also coincidentally, like every seasonal update, like mid-season, they're like coincidentally like every month, you know? Like we had one in April, like, you know, each month there's the mid-season and there's reason for people to jump on to at least check it out. Like you just said, so-and-so said, boom, they jump on, they get their 5 minutes. Oh yeah, this is still trash. I'm off. It doesn't actually equate for play hours. And keeping in mind that 98 million, let's say if even it was all Warzone 2, it was 97 million at the end of Caldera when the game was at its most like dropped, like in terms of players.
Yeah.
So like the game is already there. Like really?
Mm-hmm.
True. All right, let's continue. Let's continue down the fucking list, bro.
The list.
They shut it down, bro.
Hey, all that to say, boys, AIs, we digress, right? But AIs are practically, and I pray to God they didn't fucking change them because they like, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I'm managing expectations. I don't think they ever take out AIs. Maybe now with the whole World Series of Warzone, maybe for that, but I don't know. But now, can we make it to where let's find a happy, not even medium, but like where it's like, yo, AIs, they're a nuisance more than anything right now. Because right now they're twisted. But based off of what we played, AIs were like, I told them, I was like, you know, because I know that they're not going to take out AIs completely. So I literally said, I was like, you know what, leave it like this. That's fine. Like, I'm okay with this. Like, because they literally, you shoot like 1 or 2 bullets in them and they're dead. That is what we played. That is what we played. I pray to God, I don't want to see them, for some reason, them change that on Wednesday and then we get crucified. Again, this is what we played. Everything's subject to change.
Yeah, we actually played that.
Yeah, we actually played.
We did play that. Yeah. No, this just to touch on AI. It's always so funny to me because again, like just go back real quick about like how you have to jump and like it's funny every time that you do a black site and there's the one black site like by downtown like the normal one, and the jug is like double backflip overing the countertops. Like he can jump perfectly fine over the countertops, and like you have to mantle twice over it with a pistol in hand. And I'm like, what? Just like it's so just different from like them trying to nerf AIs. It's like the core mechanics are like how does the jug have better movement than all the players? Like
Well, you know what's funny too?
Oh my God!
To tack onto that, they added that rusher to. It was supposed to be for Ashika Island, but then they removed AI entirely because people were so upset. They
brought it back.
They just didn't like what?
I don't know. So AI, guys, is practically like I think a lot of people are gonna be happy. I think when you understand like the fundamentals or like you understand the roots, that more than likely they're never gonna take off AI completely. But if this is where like our happy medium is, I'm okay with it. Do I think they should be in the game? Fuck no, get them out. If so, you know. I don't think that's happening right now. This next update Wednesday. They're gonna be like non-existent. They're gonna be like they're literally fucking weak as hell. Like they're literally a couple bullets. So we'll move on. So fixed buy station inventory. This is not just ranked. This is across everything. I really like this. So pretty much what this means is let's say the buy in on let's say Zaza. The buy in Zaya is always gonna have durable gas mask, stuns, and nades, whatever the fuck, right? And everyone has, all of them have UAVs, obviously, right? But then that, no matter what game you get into, that will always have that. But then the buy at Hydro is always gonna have airstrikes, whatever. So it's consistent. So they're not all the same across every single buy station. It's only for like the POIs are the same, if that makes sense. So I think they should have done
No,
that.
I didn't think that was the case. I
Yeah.
felt like they were all the same at all of them.
At least from the notes that I wrote down.
We hit up like 7 or 8 of them. We got a UAV at every single one.
Yeah, for sure, UAVs is always going to be there. But I'm saying there's certain things from what I remember.
Oh, the limited items.
Yes,
so like the counter UAVs.
Yes.
So one buy station might have a limited counter, 2 counter UAVs.
But
And then
it's
another one will have 2 limited clusters.
Yes,
But the
yes.
long list of okay, so
There's certain things that are
long list of
consistent.
all the ones that are going to have uniform stuff. So it should be armor plates, gas mask, armor box, unlimited UAVs, and then mortar strikes, precision strikes, and loadout markers.
Yes.
Those will all be defaulted to the top. And I think that bottom section will be maybe
UAVs.
durable gas mask, counter UAV, cluster, self-revive.
So
Is it
let's
still a coin
on the
flip
great-
whether or not I have an ammo box or an armor box.
yeah. Depending on which buy.
All armor boxes are going to be there.
Ammo boxes.
Yeah, I wrote down armor boxes. I don't know about ammo. Maybe they'll have
Yeah,
both
same.
there.
I would assume
You
they're
know
both.
what I
I
had
thought
too,
it
right?
wasn't.
You had the same thing, Joe?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, that's good. You
but
guys
ammo
wrote that
box-
down. I didn't.
Okay,
so.
okay. That's always been like a huge thorn in my side that it's not a guarantee to have an ammo box somewhere.
Yeah. Okay, that's
the great thing too-
fucking W.
X. And the great thing too is unlimited UAVs for ranked.
Yes. So let's talk about this. No, it's not just
yes.
ranked. It's
It'll be a
all
universal.
global. Yeah. So unlimited UAVs, guys, will be
No,
across.
not the unlimited UAVs would be universal and regular.
I have it here.
Was that it?
I thought it was just ranked.
I
I
think
thought
it's
it was just ranked.
I think it's everywhere, boys, because it wouldn't make sense to have it just in ranked.
Maybe we're
it's a more
not
casual
100%
thing.
sure because I felt like the vibe was that like they wanted it probably in the full game, but maybe it would start off with ranked. I don't know. I don't recall specifically, and I didn't annotate a note
If
saying it was
Smixy-
specifically ranked.
If Smixy, FIFA, or anybody who attended is in here, let us know what your notes say. But I'm pretty sure unlimited UAVs are in everything. Because,
And you know what? That actually played so well.
yes,
Even though there was UAV spam, so the price might be adjusted, but it was so like comforting to go, all right, cool, let's go get a UAV and
Yes.
like assume
Yeah.
that there's going to be enough for everyone to get one, or if we need 5 of them, we could get 5 of them or whatever. We had the availability to do that, and you'd be comfortable that it's going to have one.
yeah, I have it here directly under my like a universal thing. So it says I don't know if you guys. Well, I'll figure that out. But yeah. So Smixy said that she has it on hers, that they're pretty sure they said it's in everything, but she's just going off what she remembers, not her notes.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm pretty
So
sure it's
probably,
everything. But
if it isn't everything, that's a W.
so here's the downside. And I know there's always going to be a downside, guys. There is unlimited UAVs, but they're nerfed. It's not as bad as you would think because UAVs are very they're easy to get now. But now whoever calls in the UAV, it only pings on their location. So in pubs, if you guys are across the map and you're like, yo, somebody pop a UAV. Now the times of saying like, yo, pop a UAV, boys, it doesn't matter because they'll pop a UAV. But let's say you're in Zaya and somebody else is downtown. If the person in Zaya pops UAV, downtown doesn't get the UAV as well. It's only for whoever called it in. It's good for ranked.
I
bad
think it's good for ranked.
Yeah. It's
I
good
think it's
for
good
ranked.
for ranked because it's more team-based comms. There's
Yeah.
no more like, yo, I'm gonna like run off super far away, and then as zones are closing, we can just get a good spot to go to because all of us are so far spread apart that like you could see half the zone and just run to a building, which means whoever pops it has to have good comms to comm to their
I can
teammates.
show you an
where
example.
people are.
Wait,
I can show an example. So
can the teammates see the UAV pings?
let me see.
Yeah,
if it
yeah,
lets
yeah.
me.
Like whoever
Within the
Okay, so
range,
within the
of the
range.
person that popped it.
Yeah. So
Yeah, the person that popped it will basically have a 250-meter ring around them and them only.
yes.
Yes.
So yeah, let me
So,
rephrase
you
that.
couldn't run farther away and get another range to then just have an easy like path to a zone and have like 3 people across and
All
then
right,
just hit
so
an
here's
easy
an
road
example. so what happens is, let's say this is the person calling in the UAV right here, right?
Okay.
So
So
the
the
person
hacks.
calling in the UAV is right here, and this is the zone of the UAV bubble, and this is the teammate. They would be able to see enemies if they were popping up over here, but if enemies were over here, they wouldn't get that pulse because
Yeah.
it only reaches the 300 meters.
Does it follow you consistently throughout the 30
It follows
Yes,
that person.
that person.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be like a beacon. Like they're not marked on the map or anything, but the pulse will be coming from them specifically. So no matter, as long as there's the enemies are in this range, the people will see it in this direction, like in there, but they won't see it on the further side. Because before they were saying like the UAV would be too powerful, because imagine like this blue circle. Well, not imagine it. That's just the way it worked. Literally it would be those 3 circles. So you get almost like a 900 meter like distance.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. If you're calling in a UAV, they should only be able to focus on a certain area, not the entire map, unless it's... Are you still able to buy 3 to get an advanced UAV?
Yes, you can do that. You can do that now. But okay, so we gave the feedback specifically for ranked. How they adjust this for this is, again, things should be different for ranked as opposed to casual play, right? When we played it in ranked, it was a fucking UAV spam fest. It was insane. There is a counter, which we'll talk about right now, which I think is fucking cool. But it's a UAV spam fest, and because it's 4K, right? And like it was kind of insane. So we told them, hey, look, like specifically for ranked, people were grabbing at like, dude, FIFA, dude, I don't know how this happened. We picked our teams off a hat, and fucking FIFA, Swag, and Aiden got in the same team, and they got like 3 or 4 advanced UAVs at one time where they were just spamming that shit. So we told them that definitely UAVs are a little bit too cheap in ranked. They should be 6K. I don't know how that's gonna play in casual play, but
I think that makes perfect sense. We had the same thing with Iron Trials, Titanium Trials. They modified the pricing, and I think those modes, it felt more expensive of a purchase.
Yes.
So hopefully we felt it already, you know?
So the biggest problem of that too is that when they drop these new things in the buy station of perk packages, there's multiple perk packages so as you go to a buy station with the upcoming season 3.5, you're going to be able to buy perk packages. This is a major L for ranked play. The biggest L, I think, so far. When you go to buy a perk package, that it's not going to be your custom perk packages. From what we saw, at least, it's going to be the preset perk packages that are in the game. And I'm looking at it right now. There is 2 at least perk packages, Scout and Spectre, that have Ghost as a 3rd perk in the perk package. So instead of buying your guns or anything else, you can just run to a buy early game. This isn't post loadout, none of that, and buy a preset perk package that has on Ghost, which I don't think that should be good.
There's even lootable packages.
Lootable ones. I was gonna wait for this, but you know what? Let's
quick
jump
side
to this.
note before we get to that is the UAV caller. I'm pretty sure if they die while that UAV is active, it dies too.
Okay, I like that. I don't mind that.
They're the beacon.
Yeah, they're the beacon, and they're the one dispersing that thing. I don't mind that. I'm telling you right now that it played okay, because in ranked, I'll be honest, you're so close to your team that you're not going to even notice it. Like, I didn't even notice it.
Yeah.
But in pubs, you'll definitely notice it. I think surprisingly for 2v2s, that's going to be kind of cool that you can now call it UAVs. But like,
you can split and call it a UAV.
Obviously, nobody plays
that's
2v2s anymore.
Cool.
So, Alman said that's the thing right now. If you're the one who calls UAV and you die, it goes away right now. Even now that happens. I didn't know that. But let's go into the perk packages, because honestly, this was the biggest W in casual play. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was fucking cool. It's going to get a little crazy. So, all right, let me explain this. Let me try to explain this the best that I can. There are the preset perk packages, and then whenever you get your loadout, you have your own perk package. So if you die, right, your now perk package drops with you. So for example, regains are going to feel way easier. So you die, your teammate wipes the team, they come back, you come back. You don't have to be like, oh, fuck, I don't have double time, I feel slow. You come back, your perk package is on the floor. This is another thing. This is... if somebody else has Ghost, but you want high alert, right? You can stow a pack of perks. You can stow the perk package with high alert. You can keep that on. You have
but only one set will be active at the same time. So you can drop them from your inventory, pick them up. It'll drop the current perk package you have, and then you can stow that one. So like, let's say maybe late game, or let's say you just run high alert for the most part,
and then somebody calls in a UAV.
Like, oh shit, UAV, Ghost time.
Yeah, I actually, being honest,
like cheese.
It is cheese. It's one of those things where it's gonna be broken, but it's actually fun based off, like, there's a lot of things. Like, let's say the FFAR was broken, but that shit was fun as fuck. Like this, in my opinion, it was pretty cool. That's also a high
skill gap thing. People can barely.
That is a super high skill gap thing.
High skill gap thing. Like to understand the scenarios, like the game awareness to know, okay, it's time to switch my perks to do it efficiently and fast.
Yes, it is going to be a
and
skill
to take
gap.
up one of your perks, like one of your spots in your inventory where you could have plates, a streak, or any of those things. It's
a skill gap to an extent of Ghost. Ghost is going to be the number one issue for this, is because it's going to be the Ghost has to get nerfed or something. I mean, personally, now we know this is definitely not going to happen. I wish for ranked they would take out Ghost and just jack up the prices to like 8K, 10K, so then like people can't be doing that cheese of like you're buying a perk package for 5K off the rip and you have ghosts and you can sit in a building and you can never find them. I think that's going to be the ultimate cheese ever, but I think that's the number one issue that's going to be a problem is Ghost.
Yeah, I think Ghost is if they don't find a way to nerf that shit, even then, okay, you can use it like, oh, now if you have 3 UAVs because they're unlimited, you can, but even then, man, I don't know. Ghost, in my opinion, is incredibly OP, and Bird's Eye, in my opinion, should counter. I don't even think it counters it right now. I actually don't know. But again,
it got nerfed pretty hard.
Yeah, if that's the case, then you'll carry a perk package that has Bird's Eye. If it does counter, I don't know yet. We would have to see. You'd pop your UAV knowing that everybody's about to pop Ghost, and then you switch to your Bird's Eye. But then you take off High Alert. You don't have High Alert anymore. So it's going to be like micromanaging your perks is going to be a huge thing. In my opinion, playing
I think that's super high skill gap.
High skill gap.
No one's doing that on a casual basis.
Yes.
Like,
I would
if
like
we're being real, nobody's using that.
Movement, but
so
They're
okay,
going
this
to
is the
stick
thing.
to Ghost and never take Ghost off, if we're being real.
Yes.
That's what's really going to happen with the casuals. But like on a competitive level, that will definitely happen. People swap to restock so they can gain all their shit and then swap it out to when they already got enough of their shit.
In my opinion, playing it was
There's
fun.
so much utility.
Yeah, it was fun. There's going to be a lot of plays that you make with this. And honestly, I'm going to keep it above 50. This is going to separate a lot of the like good players from the great players if you're able to micromanage it. We have a skill gap, in my opinion, but now... but it's different.
But it's got to. So think about it. The foundation, right? You could swap perk packages, get resupply, and stow 8 smokes to run through smokes on a rotation. The reason that you have to do that is because. But I mean, or store 4 of them, and then your teammate stores 4. So then it's like that. But it's like the reason that you have to do stuff like that is because again, at the top, the movement and everything is just so slow. Is that you have to do that to rotate. Yeah. Like it is gonna have big brain plays, but like.
Yeah, I agree with you. In my opinion, I think the perk packages and the perk dropping is a W. That's just based off like me actually playing it. It was really fun. It kind of brought me back to that, like I open a chest and I get tempered. I'm like, fuck yeah, like back in Caldera. It's like that, but on crack. So like you
no.
like in a way,
you don't get to keep them.
Hey, you
like,
do?
If it was like on crack, if you would give up a backpack slot for it, if it was like on crack, it would be like in Warzone 1 where you just pick up a perk slot and you stack it.
Yeah,
well, no,
you like
stack
building specialists. It's not the same.
I meant in the sense of like
in that regard.
Yeah. I meant in the sense of like you get in, you're like, oh fuck yeah, I got a perk package off rip. That's sick. Like I have double time. One thing I will say is, so you want me to?
Yeah, go ahead. Go.
One thing I would say is, I don't know, Joe, JGOD, you guys let me know what you guys think. I think the game definitely felt faster, and I think the big reason for that was UAVs, and you almost always had double time. Because the perk packages, everybody dropped their perk packages. So the game did feel faster.
I'm going to change the terminology of faster because I think people would be like, movement. No.
Oh, no.
Pacing.
Yeah.
The pacing.
Yeah.
Pacing.
I mean, technically you do move faster with double time.
When you brought it up, you alluded with the counter to it. What was the counter?
Wait, what?
Ooh. Repullze. You said there was a counter to Ghost.
What?
Okay.
To Ghost.
Yeah.
Bird's Eye. Because Bird's Eye back then used to like...
Oh, it was. It needs to be.
I don't know what it is now.
I don't think it is now.
Is it even in the game right now? Bird's Eye? I actually don't... See, this is a question. Nobody fucking knows. Like, is it a counter to Ghost?
They don't defer off the meta stuff. As soon as it got nerfed, no one started touching it.
Yeah.
Xbox people had it for a while, and that was it.
So they said they do have it. They do have it. But like, what does it do? Does it counter Ghost right now?
I think it just shows directions on UAVs.
Yeah, and it gives you 1 ping when you call it, like an extra ping or some shit.
Chat, if anybody can get us a clip of that and send it, I want to know, does it counter Ghost? Everybody's saying no, fuck.
They need a counter to Ghost, but I think overall though it's a good thing because every time that you like literally fly in again, and the number, like the greatest thing in my opinion is freaking fast hands. That changes how like the whole game plays. Like whenever like you can get, like fly in again and grab all of that stuff will be great. But the problem is, again, at the core is just Ghost, because everybody will just have it on.
I think everybody can agree.
To be clear, I don't want a counter to Ghost. I hate counterplay. Right.
Get that shit out.
So it's like when people said like, "Hey, dead silence is balanced so long as you have high alert so you can hear their footsteps." Like, don't.
Yeah, that
don't
was
make
ass.
Counterplay, just balance something. Period. So like ghosted players, what happened to the days where if they weren't moving within a certain amount of radius, they would show up on a UAV, right?
Yeah.
Or like, what if there was like, if you haven't done damage within a certain amount of time as a ghosted player, you show up on a UAV, or just like something that gets them out
Well,
of
I think it tacks on both. It should be both balanced and have counterplay.
Wait, so
because
Smixy just said, just to go back on that, Bird's Eye gives you an advanced UAV when someone on your team pops it. So yes, you see ghosted players. If that's the case, and I might try it today. If that's
now,
I think
I don't think it's like that now.
I don't
It
think
just
it's
gives
like
you
that
the
now.
directional.
I
But if they have
don't know.
ghosts, they're not visible.
There's no way, because if so, I feel like everybody would run that in customs because everybody's ghosted.
We gotta try it. We gotta try it because they definitely needs to be. As long as there's a
I
way
thought
to
they
counter
hard
it.
nerfed it where that wasn't the case anymore.
Okay, as long as there's a
protect
counter.
people getting ghosted in corners. Yeah.
Yeah. I like the perk packages. I think it's fun as hell. It's in my opinion, it's a good ad and it makes things really fun. I think the only thing that's gonna ruin that is Ghost. And everybody having Ghost and shit. But trust me, play it and let me know what you guys. Or Isaac, let me know what you think, because in my opinion, I had a good time and I was like really excited about the perk packages. The only thing that I'm actually excited for is that.
Also, I'll say that like Ghost plays differently, I think, in competitive, because like when we were playing, I think a lot of people were picking up Ghost, but in competitive, you kind of have a realistic expectation of how people will play and where they will be. And it's not like just random ratting in a fucking well somewhere and he just jumps out and shoots you. That's not normally like for competitive. Like, so a lot of times you'd run into a scenario where you're like, okay, there's got to be people in that building, even if there's no one on the map, or they got to be rotated. Like, there's a more realistic expectation on how people will play versus in pubs, people camping or ratting at the edge of the zone with no gas mask, Ghost holding someone and then dying on the rotation. Like, it's just pointless. Like, you know what I mean when I'm saying that.
Right.
Yeah.
Are there still stronghold and black site rewards like permanent UAVs?
There is. We suggested some changes to it, and go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
The great thing for that too is for ranked, there every time that you do those, there is no redeploy tokens, which I think is good for ranked.
Yeah.
So you cannot grab those, which means for ranked play skill gap again, you shouldn't like, which it is a skill gap to go do it, but like you shouldn't like fly in again because you could just grab that token. So those are out.
Yeah, the Swag Aiden FIFA team, they got the black site all 3 games.
Yeah, but it's still like, you know, RNG if a stronghold gets next to you and all of a sudden you have a hyper bag plus a permanent UAV the rest of the game.
Yeah, they had like a shit ton of money. They were trying to
Doesn't feel
send
like a
the
very
lobby.
ranked thing to me, but I understand. And that's why I won't get rid of AIs, because if they get rid of AIs, they won't know how to do the stronghold and black site, and they're so held on to that idea with the death grip that they can't imagine Warzone 2 without AIs, strongholds, and black sites, even though they don't really belong in ranked. But we've had that conversation already.
Yeah, they are planning. I don't know what they're gonna do exactly, but I know that like we suggested, hey, if somebody is contesting the black site, there should be like a color that it's being contested. Like if 2 people are fighting it, and then if somebody is like successfully completes the black site right now on the enemy's map, it just goes away. They should be like, oh, like a different color to know like it's already been taken. So if you walk towards that black site or stronghold, you know that you're getting UAV ping. You know?
Yeah. I think that'd be good, and I think there should also be a way to recap it. Just because someone caps it doesn't mean they should have control of it the entire game. If they rotate across the map, you should be able to go in there and recapture it and make it your black site. Have some
there was a lot of different theory crafting on trying to fix potentially those issues. I know one FIFA was talking about was like maybe like converting. Like, I want to take them out of context, but something that I kind of agreed with, where you remove the IAI entirely, so they're not the bomb thing, because the bomb you complete it way too quick. So what'll happen is the stronghold pops up on the map and you're like, all right, cool. It popped over 400 meters. I get there. It's already been captured, because the bomb one literally takes like 10 seconds. You walk in, boom, walk out. It's yours. So one of the benefits with the contested one, where you have to actually capture it, is it leads to more contention. The problem is the AI gets in the way of a potentially good experience that can happen where somebody is coming in and then okay, oh, they're in the radius. They're going to come contest me. Where are they going to come from? Let me position to try and get ready for this fight. And then it's actually a POI of like an actual point of interest on the map where people are fighting for strongholds because they have value, which currently doesn't happen. If you don't get there and it doesn't spawn within your proximity, you're just like, all right, that's it. That's the reality of it. So maybe changing that dynamic where maybe the time is faster, but it's long enough for someone to contest it. Yeah. Because in reality, then you'd get kills. It would actually be fought over. I mean, there's a lot of benefits to that gameplay loop versus AI just being annoying. Yeah. Like the whole time, keep spawning and spawning and spawning. Yeah. Like I'm just trying to capture this thing and it takes 90 seconds to 2 minutes or whatever the hell it takes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, if there's a way for them to get rid of AI and make it to where like change it into like a domination thing, I'm okay with that. Like, but again, we don't know how that's going to work, even if they take off all AI. And for Stronghold, I mean, Black Sites, it's just the jug and maybe 2 jugs. I don't know. Like, where, it's not as crazy hard. They need to find
a lot of ideas out, to be fair. That's just one that I remember that I think sounds great in theory. Like, I like that concept.
Yeah, we told them a lot of ideas, right? But I think let's go down to the next one, boys. Everybody's been asking me this consistently. And let's talk about it. A big thing is competitive integrity. This one's a good one. So, okay, I'm gonna go down the list and then we'll talk about it, right? So level 45 unlock requirement. That's starting off. Squad back out. So
to play ranked, you need to be at least a global level
45
for that season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
no. In general, not for that season, just in general.
Oh, in general. Okay.
I don't know how that works, to be honest. Like as far as like ranking, how much you get demoted and shit. But yeah. So then.
And they said that. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
They said that that takes around 20 game hours. Yes.
Yeah. So 20 game hours. So then to get to that, if you get banned and it's gonna deter a lot of people, to
play ranked at all. So like you'll start off at bronze. So even if they're cheating, they have to get to that rank level in pubs and then start off at bronze. So hopefully by the time they're at a high level, it could be caught by that point.
But that's just step one, obviously. That's just step one of the first process.
So I boys, Joe, JGOD, keep me contained. Don't let me say anything I'm not supposed to. But
I will also say, just to add on, there was a lot of stuff that they had to be super secretive about because basically they want Ricochet to know what the fuck they're doing and no one else to know what the hell they're doing at all. Because then if we know, oh, this is how they got. That's why I think in general they don't talk on when accounts have been banned in the past. They don't talk about it because they don't want people to know that this is specifically the cheat that got them caught. Because then that cheat provider knows, all right, cool. Well, let's work on the anti cheat, So that was just part of it. So they were very vague in that regard. But they had these other things that just part of the ranked play integrity loop, even outside of hacking as being a problem. There's just other issues with matchmaking that can occur, which I think he's going to touch on.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, I wasn't going to get into detail, but I would just want to let people know it sucks. I'll be honest, that's my biggest fear right now. Even going to their studio and asking them, they were very vague about Ricochet, but it makes sense of why they're vague because they don't want anybody else. Like, they're not going to tell us, hey, this is what we're doing, because then if that leaks, then the fucking cheating websites can see that, and you know what I'm saying? So
them so many steps back too. But they said that that's like a top thing for them, obviously for ranked, because in my opinion, a lot of people will probably at least try ranked, play ranked, which means a lot of cheaters will also probably try ranked to make it.
And if multiplayer is any indication, first season wasn't so bad until the second half. Obviously, people ran into cheaters, but the second half, it got pretty bad. And then this season, I've seen it more on the timeline than ever before.
Yeah.
And that's a paid game, so I don't know how the hell that happens, but...
Yeah, so I that's my biggest thing. I don't know. They pretty much told us, like, we have it, like, we got it. But, like, I'm not going to take that and run with it. Like, I just, like, that's, as far as cheating, they did it. that's all we can say. Or that's all that we.
Did they say if there was a mitigation system
Yes.
that if you died to a cheater that you would be
No, they
made
didn't.
whole?
No, they didn't. At least not that I think that I know of. They did
say
I
if
feel
your teammate or say like something
Squad backs
happens,
out.
your squad backs out, your computer dies, something happens, you do not like lose points for your teammates if something happened. You can still keep playing the match if you get more points.
but that's only match made.
Yes, correct. Yes.
That's only
Yeah,
if
so
you
for example-
were match made with random
Randoms.
players.
Correct. Yeah.
But
Yes.
that's
So that
nothing
way-
about cheaters killing
So
you.
let's say
or
we
anything
didn't
like
know
that.
each other, right? And then we all press ranked trios at the same time. We all get in the same lobby, and this is a gold. So we lost 50 points, theoretically, whatever the number is. We lost 50 points off the rip to queue into the match. And then for whatever reason, you decide like, oh, I hate these two guys. I'm out. You'll get a penalty. And then at that point, we could decide we'll take 0. Like, cool. Or we can continue playing it out. If we get 12 points, we get 12 points. If we get 50 points, we get 50 points. Whichever is the least punishment to us, we'll get the benefit of the doubt. Like
But
on that side.
If you queue in me, JGOD, Joe as a trio, and we say, oh crap, our team is shocked, we're all about to die, one of us take the L and back out to save the rest of us.
Doesn't work.
We all take the L, just like
Correct.
in ranked play. Good.
Yeah, it'll be whatever the score is at that point.
Good.
Yeah. So I'll go through that. As far as like anti-cheat, I'll be honest, that, like I said, that's my biggest fear. They said they're working on it. I'm not going to take that and say that it's good. We're going to have to wait and see, which sucks. I wish I could tell you guys, hey, they added this, no cheaters. But the only thing that I can that's technically here is just the level 45 requirement. Is that enough? I don't think so. I hope they're doing a lot of things behind the scenes to get things where they need to be as far as the anti-cheat goes. Because that was single-handedly ruined the whole ranked experience.
Well, I kind of say, okay, so most of the time, they're usually really bad at the game, but they're cheating, right? So they're like, have no movement, game sense. They're just completely demons at whatever program that they have. I thought about it too of at the higher ranks, right? Because it's, well, very hard to get kills to then, well, I'm trying to think of the term, like they should get caught before they can get to like top however much, because it should be skilled enough at the highest level. Like I would assume, because like you will lose what 200 something points at the time, that they would have to have like crazy games to then like rank up faster, meaning if they're dropping high kill games cheating, they should get caught in theory.
But also it sounds
sense.
like I think maybe what you're saying too is their like cheats will have to be tuned higher, because they can't get away with using like, oh, let's use the lowest level and then I could just kill bots in pubs. Like no, that's not the same. Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, like I said, guys, and everybody watching, I don't know, right? What's gonna happen with that? That's everybody's big what if. That's a big question mark. If there's anything that's gonna ruin ranked, let's start with cheaters at first. That's probably the biggest thing. They can make the most perfect game mode, but if it's infested with hackers and this is a free to play game, well, we'll see. We'll see, right? I'm not gonna. I don't even know. I don't know what to say to that. I'm not gonna say copium and say, oh, everything's gonna be okay. No, I'm just sitting here just as hopeful as you guys are. So again, I know Mark said make them verify phone numbers. I don't know any logistics on how anything like that works.
Yeah, I mean, all that stuff would be cool. Photo ID, I'm down for that. Fuck
Hey,
it. Like,
let me fucking put my ID, bro. I'm ready.
Yeah.
No, but
Well, I think a lot of times if it's like a global level 45, there's a big issue with them like stealing inactive accounts.
yeah.
And so like people are having their accounts stolen and being cheated on that they played like 6 months ago and haven't touched the game since. And that's how
oh,
they're
my
able
account
to.
got banned. I don't cheat. Well, yeah, but you don't have 2-factor and all these other. Yeah.
Oh, that could be an interesting way. Like, I know sometimes in order to make a new account, I think you have to have a phone number. But like maybe to play ranked, you have to be a minimum level. I think you should have to be a minimum level for that season. At least for the first ranked. I don't know how to make that work.
Yeah.
And then have to have 2-factor authentication. But then again, people just buy spoofer phone numbers. You can get around 2-factor pretty easy.
Hey, don't say anything.
I don't know. That is a tough issue to
Yeah,
crack.
it's impossible. It's like, yeah, it's like one of those. It's just those never-ending wars where they get better bullets, they get better armor, better bullets, better armor. It's just nonstop.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. Again, I'm not gonna dwell on this too much. It will be the thing that kills ranked, but I'm hoping they can figure something out. Obviously, from Verdansk to now, it's definitely way better. But if we saw ranked in multiplayer, and if that tells us anything, ranked in multiplayer right now is down fucking bad.
But you know what's weird is I feel like the ranked and multiplayer and versus just like regular pubs. I've watched so many streams where people actually run into a cheater, they report him, and that dude disappears,
I do that.
disintegrated.
That happens all the time. I think that's
but that doesn't happen in multiplayer. So I don't know if there's different rule set. But I would imagine like if people are legitimately reporting, maybe you have a trust factor on reporting. Like, oh, you report people, they end up turning out to be a cheater. Like how much they value. I don't know. Maybe there's a hidden report MMR. I don't know. Whatever you want to call it. But because I've seen it like multiple, because I usually have multiple tabs up. And that's almost what happens inevitably.
Yeah, Diaz said we have the Thanos snap, bro. But I think the way it works, if I had to like be logical here, I think they have a system that detects, hey, this guy might be a cheater. Like it's pretty likely that this guy's a cheater, and then as soon as you hit report, it's like, okay, somebody reported him, he's definitely cheating. They get him out. That's the way I think it works. But again, they're able to right now. They're able to get a new account so fast. Like I banned this guy. I Thanos his shit, right? Then the next morning, same guy was doing the same shit to Swag. Swag reported him,
with
Thanos his shit.
Different numbers on the end, basically. Yeah.
He's down with his shit, and then he was gone. So it's like, I don't know.
Like you said, it's going to be a never-ending battle. But I think, and I've literally seen indie games do this. There was one that kind of was like an Escape from Tarkov, where you had like the inventory management. It was like the space futuristic kind of looter
Marauders.
Shooter. Was it? I don't think it was Marauders. Either way, so you have this all this loot that you spend all this time looting and gathering, and so when you die, it's just so heartbreaking because it's like Escape from Tarkov. You spend all this time finding this amazing gear. If the game devs eventually find out that you died to a cheater, it keeps a log and then will put back into your inventory everything you lost when you died to that cheater.
That's crazy.
And so possibly a way to recuperate players who feel like shit, especially if SR is going to be as brutal as it is, right? And you're losing all of it. Let's say you die to a cheater right off rip, literally guns you with a pistol. The second you start the map, 150 SR gone, right? You're like, dude, that was just like 3 hours of my time torch.
Yeah.
But if you know in the back of your mind that, hey, if this guy gets banned 2 days from now or 2 weeks from now, that SR loss gets negated. Anyone that was killed or like eliminated, fully team eliminated by that guy. Yeah. I think that could be the cycle is the game that I'm thinking of, but I think that could be a cool way to like, obviously that could cause fluctuations in SR on the leaderboard, but in terms of the average player who cares about the leaderboard, that could be a really good way to let them know like, hey, you may have gotten fucked, but he will get caught and we will get you that SR back. Hang with us.
Well, the other thing about that for the casual player, like I agree, but also on the other side, I see people all the time. It's like, Joe, I die to cheaters all the time now. And I'm like, yo, man, I love you so much. I really do. But they're not cheating. You're just getting smoked. Like for the people that still say, I die to cheaters all the time, still, they're really bad. It's like Verdansk. I'm like, it's not. You're just getting gunned. There's a you can tell when somebody's cheating versus like, no, they're not cheating. And I feel like for the average players, anytime they're going to die, they'd be like, that guy's cheating. And it's like, dude, come on, man. Like, that's just like, they're not cheating. So I feel like it can kind of go like, that could be good, but also kind of bad of like, they're not banning people that are actually cheating. Like, no, they're just not cheating and you just got smoked.
Yeah, you can tell when somebody's
cheating. PUBG Mobile does it. PUBG Ranked does it.
Well, it's weird also that we don't have the API to see like a COD tracker or anything like that so that we can actually see, oh, this guy has a 14 KD. Yeah, no shit, he was cheating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, it's kind of one of those.
Yeah. I think that was for COD to cover their own ass.
Yeah.
Right. But VPN lobbies and cheater screenshots on the TL, that only hurt their game. I think they would rather hide their API. And I honestly like it because it just like, you see so much less crap on the timeline.
I wish they allowed their weapon API still, because when they would do like, here's the most used attachment, like you can make a full, like content wise, you literally go, oh, here's this build. I use the #1 KD build or whatever, you know, and like make a build about that. I don't know. So if they could separate it, but
I hope they do something about this shit. We obviously see how down bad it is, but again, to your point, Isaac, they said Siege does it too. And so there's so many different things that they could do. Again, we're just gonna have to wait and see. But going back to the stuff that I think a lot of people who play competitive want to know, is a lot of the kind of like fail safes to like with teams backing out. I'll go over it, right? So squad back out. So what this is if you don't, sometimes, you know, you don't fill up to 3 players. Sometimes like, you know, like when you're searching, you only get 2. If you don't fill up with a full 3, it'll back you out. That's nice. One. And then another one is
pregame.
The pregame. Another thing is if there's not enough teams in your game, if there's, let's say, only 100 teams, the game won't start. Like, or it'll back you out. If they said every game that you're in should feel like a crazy game. It should be 150, whatever they decide, 125 people. It should feel like it should be like an actual lobby. It's not just, oh, you won that game because you only got 100 players and I had to fight against 150, right? If it doesn't lift up to a certain thing, it'll completely back them out. Suspensions and penalties if you back out. So JGOD and Joe, if you guys want to elaborate, I didn't write down everything. That's all I wrote. I know there's like a 3-game, something like that. Like,
oh, there's a protection. So like, let's say you just won your games, you went a gold 3, and then you move over to plat 1. Basically, you can lose SR in your next 2 games. But if you lose it in the 3rd in a row, you'll D-rank. So basically, let's say the cutoff is, let's say 1,000, you're going to be at plat, whatever the number is, right?
Yeah.
You just hit plat, you hit 1,000. If you lose 200, like let's say 100 SR, you're still at 1,000. Next game, you lose 100 SR, you're still at 1,000. You lose the next one, you get D-ranked. But if you gain SR, you gain 100, and then you lose 50, then 50, then you're going to be there, you'll D-rank.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different things that they added to like kind of give you penalties / like safety nets. But yeah, there's another thing is SR forgiveness. We talked about this a little while ago. If you lose teammates, so let's say let's say me, Isaac, and JGOD, right? And JGOD lags out, right? We're like, obviously we just took, let's say, 150 SR hit. We're like, bro, how the fuck are we like gonna make up this 150 SR in a 2v3? So when he lags out, automatically if we die right there, we lose. I mean, we go back up to plus 150 SR, like whatever we started with.
Match made, if we were match made.
Yeah.
Which randoms.
Yeah.
Randoms only.
Yeah, but Isaac, let's say we're like, Isaac, fuck it, bro. Let's go fry out. And me and Isaac start frying out. We pass that 150 limit, we'll keep that whatever SR we made, right? But you don't lose the SR if your teammate lags out. But they only did that again to matchmaking, not when you're a set trio, because then if you're like, okay, bro, like, oh fuck, we're getting smoked, or we're down, you're regaining, the chances of us winning are very low. Lag out real quick, bro. Lag out so that way we don't lose any SR. Right, like they added it.
Yeah, like, because as soon as they were saying that, I said, "Oh, that's gonna be exploited." And then they went through the next line, and it was like, "Oh yeah, you can only do a matchmake." So yeah, you can't really exploit that unless you random matchmake the same time as your buddy, and you hope to get on the exact like this too. Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah. So I think that's what I have so far for the whole like integrity part of. What? Oh, this super random. I know a lot of you guys struggle with finding players. They're adding this I don't know when or whatever feature it is.
It'll just be group finder. It'll be like what they currently have in the game, but it'll be specifically for ranked, I think. And it'll be locked to competitive only because obviously it's ranked.
Yeah. So pretty much you can find people to play with. So you're like, hey, like I'm in the group finder. I need people who are kill heavy and in NA. And you put yourself in that group, and then it'll give you people like you can put other people who are doing the same thing. Or I'm in EU, or I want Spanish speaking, or whatever. So that's kind of cool for the people who don't ever have people to play with. They added that, and that's what I have as far as like my notes, boys. Is there anything that you guys? And then right now we'll talk about fucking competitive and all that shit. Today's a long one, and I'm okay with that. I love it. I love talking. But that's what I have for the notes.
I think we went through most of it.
Yeah, same here. The things that I have, which again, this is like 0.00001%, is they have not touched on any streamer mode, and nope, that's not a thing. And then also the thing that also was really annoying is when you complete a black site, it still shows your names. So that's a problem. They know it's a problem, and I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, they are as of today. It got leaked. I'll be the one to say it because whatever. They are adding a reconnect feature. So it
that's something we've asked for a while, so it'll be cool.
Yeah. I think that was the two things I said for ranked that they needed to add. That would be like fundamental part. Ranked and or it was a reconnect feature and a streamer mode. Yeah, dude, FIFA went to reconnect today and he literally scanned and repaired. I don't know if you saw the clip. He accidentally somehow got the.
It's because it was in the game way early. Because apparently it's only available in customs. So he accidentally did it when they were trying to do World Series of Warzone, something or a tournament practice or something. I think. I don't know how he got it, but essentially that's what happened.
But W, I think that'll be a great quality of life change too, especially like if they made that a part of ranked, where like, you know, when they say your match made together and you can leave, let's say someone just DCs for a second, you just can't instantly leave. So that way, let's say your PC crashed or you blue screened or you dev errored or you disconnected for a second. There's like a 2-minute timer or something that says like, hey, you got to keep playing. And then that way your teammate can come back and you guys potentially regain together. I think that's how like Overwatch does. Like Overwatch has like a timer. It's a 5v5. If one of your guys leaves, you have like 1:30 or something for him to reload his game back up, click rejoin. And if he doesn't leave by then you guys can just back out with no penalty whatsoever.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a separate combat record for ranked?
I don't think that came up.
I think a little ranked KD will matter a hell of a lot more than a pub KD.
I agree.
I don't think they'll do it, to be honest.
I don't either.
Have you seen the UI? It's already getting kind of fucked.
Really?
Wait, didn't they add like a
Yeah, when you go to it now, it has multiplayer, battle royale, resurgence, DMZ, plunder.
Good.
Nah, you already know it can't handle more than that many UI things on the screen. It starts to lag and get shitty. That's how it.
You're right.
Yeah. So I mean, okay, let's talk about now. Let's get down to the. Like I said, we're gonna go through the order. We talked about the actual playtest of Ranked. Now we'll talk about managing expectations again, and just like the conversations we had after the actual playtest. We got to sit in a group and ask them questions, and they definitely wanted us to keep the questions for Ranked. But again, we would feel it was a disservice to you guys if we didn't ask. So we talked. Mark, can you fucking be patient, Mark? I'm getting there. We talked about servers, and immediately we said, like, okay, why are the servers so bad? Like, this has been nonstop. Like, server issues have been like insane, and we're like, why has that not been addressed? And literally, as soon as we said that, they're like, oh, we literally just tweeted out like an hour ago or like 30 minutes ago about the servers. We're working on it. They were like, we think we found what was going on. We're hoping to get it fixed. They've been working on it for a while. I'm assuming this is, again, nobody told me anything, so nobody put me on fucking, I think it's something like a lot higher that's causing the server issues. I'm not going to say what I think it is, but Isaac, you have a curious, I'll text you what I think it is. I'm not going to say shit, but it seems like if it was just a quick server thing, it could be fixed like all the other servers that's ever been fixed. But like, again, AI is a big part of it, but I tried to keep telling them like, hey, like, can you give us a little bit more like take on it? Can you give us a little bit more? And they were like, sadly, no, like, just know it's a huge priority for us right now. So again, I'm not going to take that shit and just be like, oh, and believe them 100%. They said it's a big priority for them. Y'all take that how it is.
But part of it too, as them even saying that before World Series of Warzone Ranked drop or the tournament dropped, they can't even have a game today. So like,
that's gotta be one of like a top embarrassing. That's
it's gotta
bad.
be. It's
I mean, so
they
bad.
are promoting a $1.2 million.
They started up on the COD stream. They showed the leaderboard for an hour and a half to 2 hours, basically, and then end the stream. That's it.
Yeah.
Everybody's coming on a LAN event somewhere, people from all over the world, and they can't even try to qualify because the servers can't.
It's bad. It's bad.
And what's worse about this is the majority, I would say, of the people that are competing there, they are not what you would probably call full-time streamers, content creators. Most of those are the invited ones because usually they make a general living from making content and streaming. Not to say that those people on that list are not that, but there's people that work full-time jobs. They requested the day off.
Yeah.
They rearranged their entire lives to be there on that day, and it's just going to get rescheduled to some day, and they're not going to maybe get that clear. You know what? If you work,
It happened to me multiple times where I would request leave for a custom tourney and it would get rescheduled because of some sort of issue with the game.
That's tough.
It's happened to me. That's part of the reason I stopped.
And anyone who's worked like full-time like jobs where you have a boss and they have a boss and they have a boss, literally, you sometimes you cannot find somebody to switch with you. Like,
but then again,
good luck.
And it's so bad too, because think about it, man. There's teams that worked through everything. They qualified as a team. They practiced as a trio, everything like that. And they were super excited for the day. And it's the biggest tournament we've ever had, life-changing money for a lot of people. And they can't eat. That is true. I mean, whatever, pubs, who freaking cares, bro? Like, well, change that. It's bad, but like the biggest thing they're talking about, it's on the home page of the game, World Series of Warzone. People are watching that don't even really care about. They're like, yo, there's gonna be a $1.2 million Warzone. I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna go take time from their job, their day, anything to watch tournament, and they can't even load in. If I'm a dev, if I'm the head of a studio, I'm sick. I'm embarrassed. That is. Honestly, I would be on the phone with whoever and say, this should be #1 priority. That is an embarrassment as a studio, truly.
Or whoever's responsible. They know, truly.
Well, even Activision, like that's Activision money coming down to the studio. So like this is the 1.2 million is all a giant hashtag ad. This isn't to make this an esport by any means. Yeah. As we can clearly tell, because they're still trying to balance everything in game. Like, this is an ad. It's a really bad ad.
Oh, bro, it's boys. I don't know. It's gonna be. I feel very bad for these guys. Like, bro, a lot of these people are trying to make a name for themselves, and they think about how many people are like, no, mom, dad, like I can do this. Like I've seen these guys do it. And they put their on to it, and then they're just getting their dreams crushed by like. Just this shit, you know what I'm saying?
Kruger said in chat that he had to reschedule his final college exams to play the tournament today, and they postponed it. That's like outside of gaming. That's like your college exams, bro.
That's crazy.
He had to reschedule his college exams because they can't even fix servers, bro. That's embarrassing, man. That's truly embarrassing.
Honestly, if there's anything that's gonna get them to take off AIs, it's this. Do I think they'll do it? I have no clue. What are they gonna do to fucking implement this? I have no fucking idea. But okay, they can't cancel the World Series, bro. They can't take that shit back. What are they gonna do? Like, even wireless servers were lagging out. Like, I highly, and everybody knows, as soon as the AI comes on, boom, lag, boom, lag, boom. What they're gonna do, I have no idea, man. But I mean, obviously, like even us, we did our first ever watch party today. Went through hell and back to get that shit set up. I didn't even stream yesterday.
You thought it was gonna be chalked?
Dude. Like, dude,
we're on the phone last night. He's like, yeah, I'm working, and then we worked to set up the camera and stuff like that. And little did we know they would fuck up on their end.
Yeah, bro. I was so scared that we were gonna fuck up on our end. But like, either way, man, it sucks. It sucks to see that this is happening, and I hope they take that and they're like, okay, if this is what gets AIs fucking gone, I'm down. Let's see what happens. Remove AIs, have people test it, see if it works, and let's hope it works. I just want to be able to play the game, and I think a lot of people do too. But again, I don't know what they do for that, man. To postpone a tournament this big. Is it tomorrow? Is it next week that they're going to add it? I don't know, because are they postponing everything? Yeah, it has to be next week. I don't think it happens this weekend. I definitely think it has to be next week. They're going to just do Wednesday, Thursday of next week. And then the week after that, they continue everything as planned. I don't know. We'll see.
From my very elementary understanding of how servers work, right? You're constantly getting updates from the server about things happening around you. Your location is being sent up via packets, and you're receiving packets that are telling you other players' locations. Okay, what's the status of this loot box? What's this other player's location? Is he aiming at me? Where's my location when he's aiming at me? Okay, high alert pings off. All of this shit is happening, and it's 150 players. In Caldera, we had to go down to 120 to handle it. But now all of a sudden, especially with the way they've buffed like strongholds and black sides, with the amount of reinforcements that are coming in, now it's not just 150 players that I have to get packets from. It's now an additional 150 AI across the 5 strongholds in Black Site, and then they're coming in on helicopters, and like that's all just information that I have to be downloading. I would imagine that's going to hurt the. I mean, outside of a gameplay perspective, like that has to be torching the servers.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't like it's a lot of this shit, and it sucks, chat, and everybody in here. Like, it's like we're just gonna have to wait and see what they do, because I'm telling you right now, their back's up against the wall severely. I'm talking ranked. I'm talking the state of the game in general. Like, you know, like what they choose to do in this next month or this next couple weeks is going to dictate a lot. Yeah, I don't know. Again, going back to what I was saying, for those of y'all who missed it, for everybody who's new here, I said if you take anything from this whole podcast is manage your expectations. And the one thing, like I said, this is me. Nobody told me anything. It's just my belief. I think we asked about movement. They said we're working on it. You know, we have to be careful because obviously everything is connected. DMZ, multiplayer, Warzone. If you change one thing, it affects everything. And then time to kill, I asked as well. They said they you can tell they really didn't want to talk about it. But we kept, not gonna lie, we kept insinuating, or I kept insinuating. You know, but like that, they tell us what's going on. And I'm be honest, guys. Like I said, in my opinion, I think Infinity Ward wanted a certain game, and at the end of the day, that's what we're gonna get. We can make a lot of tweaks to it and make a lot of things better. But I'm gonna be honest, I don't think we get cracked out movement. I think it'll definitely get better from now until.
And to be fair, I don't think
August.
the game needs that to be successful either. No. I think the TTK would probably be a huge leap forward, especially close range TTK movement. It would be nice to have a stim that does something rather than nothing, even if it's not like remotely cracked like it was.
Yeah.
There's other movement like strafing, which isn't crazy. The ADS penalty. I mean, there's a lot of these little things that like. You only need a couple of them. You don't need all of them, and you don't need slide canceling. And we're probably never going to get that. So
that's never coming back.
Yeah.
But the thing that I even talked about too was, again, like they brought in all of these new like tuning and attachments and like all that stuff, right? And speaking of that, it's like movement. If you, like with the OG guns, right? You had subs that you could build that felt super strafey. You could build a sub as an AR, and that was in Warzone 1. In Warzone 2, we have way more attachments and tuning. It doesn't really matter if you put it all the way on aside. Like, you should be able to tune a gun to be super strafey, to have aim walking speed, sprint to fire, like you should feel that. You should be able to build guns like you want to, where they have their own personality, and they don't.
And a lot of the like attachments, even though there's like 45 attachments on a category, like, or certain categories, it'll be like the Vaznev, right? For example, the rear stock, to have that aura, whatever the hell it's called.
That?
Yeah, that one. It has a strafe speed. But there's many other SMGs that do not have a comparable attachment.
True.
Like the Lockman sub has like no stock, but then the initial recoil's like
insane.
Like that.
Yeah.
Like actually insane, where it's not even viable to run that realistically, you know, for the time to kill. Like
100%. And like, I think it should have, again, if they don't do those changes to, you know, stims and movement, they should give guns personality again. I think that's what helped. Obviously, like, you could use a Milano as an AR if you wanted to in Warzone 1.
Yeah,
we had an FFAR as an SMG.
And it wasn't even meta, it was just fun.
It was just fun. You could literally build things for fun. All of us had XM4s as SMGs sometimes, and then it turned into like, you could build guns. And, exactly. And then they had it to then now have more advanced tuning, but it takes a step backwards of you can't even tune it to be a gun type that you want. And I think that could change how a ton of things feel. Like, it doesn't make sense at all.
Well, and with the shorter the TTK is and the less movement there is, the more forced you are into this pigeonhole of running the meta. Otherwise, there's no outplay ability that gives you the flexibility to reward yourself as a player to use something different than the meta. Like, if my TTK is literally, you know, damn near instant, and if I'm moving, I'm getting punished for it, I can't, you know, go off and do a fun challenge. You remember how many streams we used to do in Warzone 1 of like,
shit.
Hey, bro, run this gun, I'll give you 1 gifted per kill.
Yeah,
like
some dumb shit.
We're so pigeonholed into playing like, that's why the RPK meta was just such a pain for so long. Is like nothing beats that ADS and damage and low recoil. Like you're an idiot.
And the mag size. Yep. Like, I don't know. I just feel like that's a great step that they could do. And and like, we did say things too. Like, again, I was like, y'all gotta nerf aim assist. Pings, we gotta fix that, especially for ranked. We gotta fix pings where like you throw a smoke and literally you're just spamming live ping and then it's going through the smoke, through the wall. Like if somebody, I think JGOD said, or somebody said, if somebody gets behind cover after they are live pinged and you cannot see them anymore, that ping should go away. That sight that's gone should go away. Like things like that should be a thing for ranked, because if not, like you're smoking and people are just spamming live pings and you're dead.
It's
and
OD.
especially with no movement at a crazy TTK. Like, doesn't make sense, bro.
I mean, a lot of people were saying too, boys. I mean, I don't know about this theory. I can see it being legit. I mean, bro, COD champs is in a month, right? A big part or big speculation, a big theory of why this game isn't where it needs to be is because if you change movement for Warzone, you got to change movement for competitive COD. And if competitive COD, if there's 23 million per team that they're buying in, you better hope that they're going to take their opinions and prioritize them over us.
I would love to cook right now. I would love to cook right now.
I don't know.
I don't think that's true.
I don't, you know,
No. Whoa, wait, no.
But that's not a competitive ranked play mode.
I can is like let Warzone be different. If we can have different rule sets for cranked.
Ooh, I want to cook. Listen, I guarantee you the CDL has a chokehold, bro. A chokehold around Warzone tournaments and everything else. I promise you. I know they do. And it sucks and it's business, but it sucks. Because the CDL has a freaking chokehold where their team's like, yo, Isaac, we bought in $25 million. Hey, you can't have these big tournaments anymore because, hey, people are caring more about Warzone tournaments than the CDL, but we paid $25 million. Welcome to business. People are viewing more Warzone. That's so sorry. People don't want to watch the CDL anymore, bro. People want to watch Warzone tournaments. That's why we had back to back 100K tournaments, investors, sponsors, everything else, and that's gone now because the CDL teams in Verdansk, because the CDL team's like, whoa, some of our pro players want to play this Warzone tournaments more than they want to play CDL because people care more about that.
How much did Tommy?
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's sick. The CDL, bro, they have a chokehold, bro, on our game, and it's actually tournament-wise, not ranked play-wise, tournament-wise, and it's sad, bro. It's actually sad, bro. Like, we had sponsors were throwing in money, teams were throwing in tournaments, viewership was at all-time high, everything, man.
We're talking about Verdansk, chat. That's a little different.
Now that is not a thing because CDL teams don't want that happening because their own pro players are like, why am I playing in the CDL when I could go win 50 racks this week and 100 racks next week? Doesn't make sense.
Diaz, no bullshit. He won, I think, like 2 or 3 tournaments and won like.
But he only competed in the big ones.
Yeah, but
so they were all huge.
Think about how
they were all huge
because he couldn't play in the other ones. And bro. Diaz, in one tournament, this guy, just a casual weekend, it was a 2-day tournament, or it was like a one day, my man made 52K or some shit like that. I'm like, bro, that's insane.
Joe,
bro, I've got a gold bar sitting in my bank account.
Hey, didn't you make a stupid amount on the phase one, Joe?
I have a $68,000 gold bar in the bank account, not moving from a tournament. Like and that's why that stuff is gone, because those teams know that, bro. They know their own players are like, yo, we can go play a Warzone tournament for 100K every week. Are you kidding me?
A lot of them could convert if they just want to, like the ones at the top of their game for sure.
Let me just reiterate this. This is no hate or any to the CDL. Yeah. Like we're all boys with every one of them. We're talking about business. We're talking about business side of shit. But I mean,
I wonder if that's. I mean.
I think it's a good theory.
Also, apparently some lawsuits going on from the CDL teams to Activision for not necessarily delivering on their promises for their $25 million, but that's a whole different...
Is that why we had to get our Vaznev blueprint? They're like, oh, we need to recoup some cash. Throw a Vaznev blueprint on
yeah, bro.
And it ain't on theory, has it?
Oh, that CDL champ skin. Oh shit.
Yeah, that's true. The CDL champ skin. I mean, like I get it from a business standpoint, right? Like, why would they go and make all these people angry by changing the movement? Why? Let's tie it in, right? Let's figure out why we're talking about CDL. It's why would they change the movement and give us like good movement crack when the CDL players have been practicing for the last however many months, the same movement, the same thing every single day. And we want drastic changes. And before it was different because we had different engines, right? Warzone 1 was on a different engine.
They were on Cold War and Vanguard.
Yeah, that was different engines. You could change movement without affecting the CDL players. Now you can't do that. You literally, we're told you can't do that. If you change one thing on multiplayer, on Warzone, it affects DMC, it affects multiplayer. That is a fact. That is a fact. And they separated
not everything, but it pretty much works that way. Yeah.
Which is why they should have their own cookie jar, bro. It should be different. And think about
when I pick up a freaking bomb defusal in a stronghold, I'm moving faster than.
And think just to touch on the other thing real quick. Just think about for all of the World Series of Warzone tournaments, the big tournaments now. We got 12 spots for every CDL team that's locked in already. Did that happen? It was the qualifiers back in the day, things like that, and now there's spots for that. So we don't have.
Yeah, there's no dude. If they didn't give their CDL guys a spot in the World Series of Warzone, or like their orgs a spot,
yeah, they have to do that. Like, and I get it.
So disrespectful.
Like, yeah, we get it from a business standpoint. It just sucks. Like, I don't know if anything changes after champs. I'm hoping maybe they're waiting for champs to come and then they're like, okay, let's go crazy with them. I don't know. That's fucking me, copium, right? But
I mean, I get it as a business standpoint. But the reason that they're doing that is because, again, the eyes and the viewership, which is just people loved watching Warzone tournaments at the time more than they did. I wouldn't say more than they did, but there was more eyes on Warzone tournaments than there was during CDL tournaments. We had Nick Merckx playing tournaments. We had literally, if not millions of eyes on the big tournaments, right? And it's because of business. And they're like, why would I ever pay for just a spot, $25 million, and then have to pay salary, which is inflated like crazy for all these players, staff, for everything else, when I can just sign a couple players and then the eyes are insane and they're competing for more money than sometimes the CDO is. And we see that shift now. Like, I don't know, that makes me mad, but whatever.
I mean, only time will tell. Hopefully things change, man. I mean, guys, again, we went over everything. We went over.
Back in January, if you go back to when did we start our first Pullze Check? Was it January, February? February, yeah. Like a week before?
Yeah.
I said season 4. I've still got my fingers crossed.
It felt like so long ago.
Wait, is season 4 after champs?
Let
me look at the thing.
Well, it's only like 5 weeks is season 4.
Yeah, so if season 3.5, if season 3.5 is next Wednesday, right? If we're keeping the 4-week cycle, and then 1, 2, 3, so it'd be the 7th of June. When is COD champs?
It's like 17th, 18th, 19th, I think.
Of June?
Season 5 about to be crazy, bro. That's all I gotta see.
Yeah, season 4.5.
So season 5 about to be a new 4.5.
We're on a new game, like.
So I don't know, man. I think again, a lot of this thing was to say, like, the biggest things that I wanted to make sure that everybody here heard was they see everything you guys tweet. They see everything you guys like. Even us streamers like say they're watching. And a lot of the times they literally from devs' mouths, bro. From the devs' mouths, they literally said, "Keep talking about the game. Keep like giving us feedback. Not talk about the game." They said, "Keep giving us feedback. If you don't like something, tell us." Like truly, like. I don't know if they're gonna listen.
That's 100%. It was funny because we just happened to be sitting next to one of the guys, and Joe goes, "Okay, I'm gonna watch what I tweet now." And the guy's like, "Don't worry about it." And I said, "Okay, so I can still post those memes." And he goes, "Yeah, go for it."
So
yeah. like saying that, like, they didn't say say, "Hey, you shouldn't be tweeting that." Like, that hurts. It's like they're encouraging it. Like, they see it, but like they're fine with it. Like.
I'm still convinced it's because you were in Raven's house, and Raven's like, yeah, we can't wait for these IW guys to figure out their shit, so keep tweeting so we can make a better game. That's what I'm saying.
All right.
I've heard there's a little bit of internal strife.
Yo!
People on the inside, you know.
Yo, listen. All I'm saying, guys, is if you guys want change, keep fucking tweeting at Raven Software, at Infinity Ward. Do it respectfully. Don't be a fucking dickhead, right? But like, say this sucks. This is horrible. Don't fucking put out death threats and shit like that. That's not what I'm fucking telling you to do. I'm saying if you guys want change, clip your things, send it to them. I promise you, even if you guys don't think that they see, I was mind blown that they see everything.
They see everything, bro.
So chat.
Yeah, and that's one thing they said too. If you're gonna complain about something, make sure you have a clip.
Yes.
Try to make sure you have clips.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of times half their struggle is figuring out how to replicate the problem, because you can't fix it unless you know how to cause it, and the more footage they can get, the better.
Yeah. Oh, boys, I mean, is there anything else? We went over time to kill, us telling them. We went over servers. We went over movement. I think we went over probably everything. We went over World Series of Warzone. Got to figure out what they're gonna do there. Anti-cheat.
Did they DQ? I got a couple of questions on the World Series of Warzone front.
Talk to me.
And you guys may or may not have some insight on that. Did they DQ anyone for having suspiciously weak lobbies?
I don't know. Did they do that?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Because I saw a lot of beef on the timeline about either ex-cheaters still playing or people having like crazy easy lobbies. Like, do we have people manual at $1.2 million on the line, right? And if we figure this out after the fact and that pulls out someone who could have had a chance to compete,
yeah,
are we letting cheaters who made new accounts on burners still play? Like,
and I saw some beef about
$600,000 of this tournament is off LAN.
Yeah,
that's great,
yeah,
bro.
100%.
Oh, I'm still so mad about the fucking pricing, bro. I'm not even competing and I'm mad. Like, oh, dude.
Participation trophy, like I just said, but I saw things too about that, like there's some people that were upset about what things could happen in the past. Like, yo, guys, I'm queuing up right now, land, and it's like just festival of people, of landing. Like, hey guys, I'm queuing up right now. Like, that would be a shame if you let, and then like people are laying out to get people more points and teams more points.
Well, I'm just
yeah.
Isaac,
they didn't actually qualify though the scenario. So
shit.
Yeah.
Isaac, real quick, check your text.
And they probably get slammed anyway, so it doesn't even matter. And so for the people that like do like that corny stuff, not cheating, but like try to like have their friends like queue up or like it.
I mean, it wouldn't be hard. You just farm up 100K, buy him back.
Yep.
If they really wanted to do it.
And then think too, like, hey, yo, put that in a Gucci.
What's going on here?
But like those guys, it does suck, and like they will probably have a team that had a chance to qualify. But when those guys go into a custom game and face the best of the best, they're getting 0 points. So it's like,
and that's been proven. Even with the last time that happened, there were so many people that VPN'd, or at least it was obvious they exploit, and they literally just disappeared when it got to the ranked play, like the actual like custom tournament, Yeah. So I don't know. I hope somebody's doing that, but if not, then I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, is there anything that we missed, boys? Is there anything? I think we went over literally everything that I think you guys are all looking at your text, huh? Oh, bro.
I have no insider knowledge, and I'm still just, Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing names of people who qualified that I know cheated. This has to be manually reviewed. I'm seeing names of people that qualified that, like, if you cheated ever.
Yeah. I think if you're permabanned, you should never be able to have another account. That's just ban evasion. Personally, if you've ever had an account banned, you should be permabanned forever. Like, no new accounts. That's ban evasion. That's ban evasion. I think in general, for anyone.
Yeah.
But it sucks because think about the people that could have actually like qualified. Those people that could still be cheating on a low key walls or something, they could have killed them. They could have then like had that spot, the 50th spot, and they could have been like that next person and then screwed them out. Like, but it's just like, how did they? I don't know.
Like I obviously I see the names that they're saying, and Activision has said that they check people. I don't know anything. I have no idea. I don't know how that works. Like, if people get banned and like then they figure out, okay, we accidentally banned you, do they get their account back? Or is it like, do they release a statement saying, hey, you weren't actually like banned, sorry, it was an accident? Or is it like if somebody's banned, I don't know this, I'm asking you guys. If somebody gets banned, is it like, oh, like you're for sure we're banned for something? I don't know how this works. So I'm asking you guys.
It's probably tough to tell them then, because if they are trying out like
is that actually
like,
Raven software? Hold on. Wait, I think
like
that's
say like they're like trying out like new cheats, and they tell them like, hey, we caught these cheats. They could then try to find like some like new ones, or like try to find, so they probably can't tell them why they're banned for that reason.
Yeah,
Raven
but either
software's
way,
in the chat
that's
right now,
just
boys.
my personal thought. Like, obviously, I'm pretty in my mind. If people cheat ever, they should just be perma'd, like forever on every account. Like, I mean, I think there should be like legal trouble, but that's a whole other
Especially
story.
if you competed.
Yeah.
But that's a whole other story. I would say that anyone who creates a new account should get in trouble for ban evasion. The same way that if you got banned on Twitch and you decide to stream on another Twitch, or you're another, like that's ban evasion. Like you need to go to a new platform. In case of COD, you need to go to another game.
Yo, just imagine, real quick, imagine, and again, they probably couldn't do this, but if you had to like sign up an account with your driver's license, right? And then like you have to sign up, right? And then they have to verify to you, add your stuff. And then like on the Call of Duty website, it's like banned hackers, and it's got like their mugshot, like of their drive.
That when you walk into like a liquor store?
Yeah, a wall of shame. That would be so funny, bro. I don't know. That's like obviously never gonna happen, but like obviously so many legal problems with that. But like that'd be hilarious if they had like a wall of shame of cheaters of like people that got banned. Like that'd be funny.
Bros, you should see my chat right now. Holy shit.
Raven software in your chat?
Yeah, that was actually them. It has the title next to them, game developer next to them, like an official Twitch thing. And so everybody's going crazy, spamming them, and hashtag free Raven. DS started. I swear to God, I know we're gonna see that all over. I know we're gonna see it on Twitter. We're gonna see it on Twitter. Hashtag free Raven. I know.
No, that's so bad.
Fucking D. Anyways, man, look,
What
bro.
a clown.
I think we have we'll see what the future holds, man. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm excited. I'm not gonna sit here and say like it's gonna be worse. If I had to make an educated guess, obviously from now until let's say September, the game's gonna feel drastically different, and it is gonna improve. How much it's gonna improve, I have no fucking idea. I don't know if it's gonna be, for the beginning of Caldera when Raven had holds of everything, beginning of Caldera to the end of Caldera, fucking you might not even know that it's the same game, right? But again, at the end of the day, I think it's not. Remember, I think this is my opinion. At the end of the day, IW wants a game that they want, and that's just what I think. Is we have to manage our expectations, and if IW wanted a game that's a tactical shooter, that's what we're gonna fucking get. Sadly. So that's where I'm at in all this, boys. I don't know if you have any closing thoughts, but that's my
closing thoughts real quick on the cheating thing, bro, about the people that like ban bit. Like if those people are still cheating now, bro, they suck, because I haven't ever seen any of them in top 3 of customs ever, top 5. So like if they're still cheating, they need to get an upgrading. Like I don't know, bro. Like if the people that are like, yo, I don't know, it's just kind of something like, yo, they need an upgrade, bro. Like I don't know. I don't know, respectfully.
Oh man, I love you.
Dude, there's even some weird stuff where like, fuck it, we're setting it tonight anyways, okay? Like why are people showing up in viewer lists and making call outs where they had no idea where someone could have been? Why are webcams off and now all of a sudden they're back on during a tourney? Why is everyone switching over to single PC gaming for a little bit of audio hacks whenever they, I'm just saying, we got $600,000 on the line, pre-LAN, and I think some people are going to be playing, and I'm not even saying cheats, I'm just saying strats. I'm saying little audio buffs here, a little twitch.tv on the side monitor, buffs, and you're going to get smoked on LAN when your awareness goes away.
I heard that people are like
on a 30-minute delay. Absolutely, I'm throwing on a stupid delay. On top of that, my dog is going in another state, bro. I have loudness EQ cranked so loud. I'm literally, I'm hearing literally people land in across the map. I'm loudness EQ, like, hey man, Is
that a thing on other games, like or like audio optimizations? Like, don't get me wrong, I love Artist War. That guy is like a fucking incredible man for all the work that he does. But why is that a thing? $600,000 on the line, and we've got literal like audio hacks.
Bro, I remember the clip of Sage, the OG clip of like season. We're like, I watch the clip. Sage like, yo, this audio is crazy. I'm like, Sage tried this tweeting again, bro. I look, there's no audio. There's nothing. But you're, and I'm like, what? He's like literally, if people had no sound, they're like, yo, that guy's cheating, bro. Like, there's no chest sound. All you just footsteps, and I'm like, that's gotta be so like well, hello, bro. Like, what is that? Like, that is some cheese.
So I'm gonna say this right now, bro. The fact that we have to fucking do this to get good audio, the fact that we have to go fucking install fucking route the audio with art and like change the audio to get like the best art, like the fact that we have to do that is
kind of crazy. It is kind of crazy.
It's cheese. The fact that we have to, okay, let me
you know
raise
what's
up
even crazier? They use that in the CDL, right?
Yeah.
And then when they go on land, the teams that use it the most get shit on.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm telling you right now, if you're a competitor and you got the audio cheese, you're not gonna be able to use that shit. It come land. So,
but it doesn't matter. You got regional 1 payout. You got regional 2 payout. Like,
oh
and
shit!
you get your quals, and then you see how land go. I just.
Oh man.
Hey, listen, man. I got the loudness EQ cheese on lock. Right
He
now,
has that
so,
shit.
Hey, it is turned. I'm literally come qual day.
As you should.
Come qual day, bro. I'm soundproofing I'm not. The only thing I'm hearing is my teammates and footsteps at Zaya. Like I don't know.
Oh shit! Oh man, it's turning off the fucking airstrikes and shit, bro.
AC. I'm turning off AC, lights, PC. I'm putting those in like a soundproof box. I got the cheese on.
Yeah, boys. Well, boys, is there anything else that we forgot to talk about? Any closing thoughts before we go?
I don't think so.
This is a great
I think
one,
it was
man.
a fun one. I think we covered a lot of stuff. We went probably a little bit longer, but it's okay. I mean, we don't have to rest easy because there's no tournament tomorrow. Like we don't have to, that got scuffed. But yeah, so I think I'm excited for ranked regardless. I'm going to be playing it. I at least want to get Crimson Iridescent. I said it in my video. I think the game's still trash, but I'm going to play ranked. That doesn't change it.
I feel like that's a lot of people.
That's why, same thing for Hector. I was gonna do a video on it, but I was like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna get any hopes. I'm the pessimistic Call of Duty player. I'm literally.
Well, I literally said that in my video. I said, "Am I excited for Warzone? No, but ranked, cool. I'll play it."
Yeah. Yeah, I think like again, it's not gonna save the game. It's gonna make for the next month to 2 months. It's gonna be somewhat enjoyable. It's gonna hold us off, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens, and we'll see. I'm hoping that things get better by the time hopefully Champs ends. But I don't know, boys. We'll see, man. I'm not. This is my video that I'm posting instead of actually recording a whole ass video. I'm just gonna post this. So, boys, we'll see what happens. Everybody's spamming hashtag Free Raven. Oh man.
Dude, my final thing is like I'll just say like I actually don't hate Warzone 2 that much. There are a lot of things when it comes to like server issues that like objectively anyone is going to hate, right? From a gameplay design perspective, like I'm still playing Warzone 2 because it's the battle royale that I enjoy the most out of the battle royales that I'm playing. Maybe I haven't given the other ones a fair shot. There's also the creator side of things of like algorithms and all that shit. But like Warzone 2 is getting better and better. I think the main reason why we hate Warzone 2 so much is we can't separate it from Warzone 1 because we know how good we had it. And that when you make a sequel, it's supposed to build on that, and it's just so far from it. And you can't detach the player base from 3 years of this identity and then try to reinvent itself. And so, like, if you could do that and disassociate the two, Warzone 2 is pretty good. You know, it's a little bit.
If they up the TTK, I'm a huge fan overnight.
Yeah.
Up the TTK and just have another way to run a little faster, attack sprint a little more, and I am bricked up all day. Like
it sucks that we're like
hard to do that.
It sucks that we're like we just want the bare minimum at this point. Like I'll be honest, like this shit. I'll be honest, it's kind of like until next year. I feel like we're gonna have to deal with the tactical vibes until next year. So I mean, shit. I don't even want to say until next year. Who fucking knows, right? But we'll see, man. We'll see. It's the bare minimum, and I will say this: there is times where I do have fun in Warzone 2. Crucify me. There's times where I do have fun. But
how much they pay you to say that? How much they pay you?
But more times than not.
The only time I have fun is getting through triple headshot sniping customs. The only time I have fun, bro.
Nah. You want to know what was fun? massive resurgence, and then they fucking took it off, bro.
Facts. Where did that go, man?
That shit was so fun. I played that shit all the time. Massive resurgence, and then it literally took me from like having so much fun, always having engagements, to just coming back and being like,
Also, there's no AI there.
True. Also, no AI, and the servers felt good there. The servers actually felt good.
we'll see, man. We'll see, boys. I don't know, man. But boys, listen, man, as always, thank you guys for coming on to the podcast. I hope everybody liked it. Today was a fucking long one, 2.5 hours. We went over everything. And for those of y'all coming in, this will be on YouTube tomorrow. We talked over ranked, over World Series of Warzone, movement, talking to the devs, obviously, time to kill. We went over literally everything that you guys asked for. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, man. We'll be back next week for the season 3.5. Hopefully it's not getting announced yet.
One last thing though,
go ahead.
if you want to stay up to date when the next Pullze Check is going to be, the Twitter's probably the best spot. It's always tweeting out. That's pretty much the only thing they tweet out on that account. Specifically when the Pullze Check is going to be live. Mainly.
Not anymore. We switched gears, but today's been crazy. Shout out Kevin, the GOAT, and JD. They've been killing it on that said. We're upping everything. And then a lot of watch parties as well. I might have to fly this whole group out to the crib and shit. I don't know. Well, Isaac lives here, we might have to do something but fuck, never mind. I can't do that. These motherfuckers are competing, bro. JGOD and I got it.
Give me louder TQ. I'm good.
Anyways, boys, everybody who tuned in today, thank you guys so much. We'll catch you guys next week. JoeWo, Isaac, JGOD, as always, I love you guys. Thank you guys for fucking coming out, and we'll resume this next week. All right, boys?